And we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fearlessly Authentic. Super excited tonight to have Glory Jones with us.
Hello.
So, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So,
as good as I can be. Yeah.
I have another surprise. I have a
Okay.
surprise for you. And
Okay.
here we go.
Some sugar on me.
And
Yo! Look at
Wilson.
I wanted to surprise you with Mr. Wilson.
I gotta.
Oh, I actually knew it was happening because I saw him in
turn
the
on the
chat
mic.
asking for the StreamYard link.
Yeah.
Yo,
I know. I was like, how am I gonna get this to him?
I like the music.
Yeah, you got the little.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a
In the
nice
back.
chill vibe.
I like it.
It's
I like it. I like it.
It's like a
So,
late night stream.
what up, Glory? You and me come face to
What, private
face.
trap?
You know,
Finally.
with the real man. Alright, let's fucking go.
Oh,
I don't know. What do we do?
I thought it was you.
What's
playing
up,
the
bro?
music.
What's up? Like,
Yeah.
I thought you were
oh.
playing it, Mr. Wilson. I'm like, oh, this is cool. I thought Steve's
Yeah.
like, yeah, no, you're playing the music. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
oh,
Assalamu alaikum in the chat. I don't know. Today is the day that we decide what is love, right? What is life and what is glory, right?
I love when you
Joy
come on,
to
Mr.
the world,
Wilson.
the
We always
Lord
have such
has
great-
said, right? Let
Getting way up
peace.
in the woo woo with Mr. Wilson.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Wilson goes deep here, guys.
Yeah. I
hey,
don't know.
where's my
Do I-
dog Leo?
Yeah, he just Leo.
Leo.
I know. I was
Leo.
like, Leo, we're gonna see Glory Jones.
Oh, you know what? I'll get him to come one sec. Hold
Oh
up.
yes.
Hold up. Bringing out the
There.
if your ears are sensitive.
Who's that?
Oh, the doggo. The doggo. The doggo.
Leo!
Yeah.
Leo!
Mr. Wilson and Glory. Can you believe it?
Leo!
Can you believe it?
Leo has more followers than
Leo!
all of us combined.
Glory, I love your hair,
I
dude.
know, he does.
Thanks,
Is
Wilson. I love
amazing.
your hair too.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucking balding. Look at this shit. Like,
Ah, 'cause you're
this
getting
is
old,
this is this
bro.
terrible. Right? This is this. Yeah, I don't like it.
Yes, Safia, Wings of Freedom, Attack on Titan. Let's go. I'm gassed.
Oh my god, anime stuff. I remember that
Yeah,
stream with us, man.
bro.
Fucking anime stuff. Oh, dude. Wow.
Steve, you're
Wait, am
typing
I-
as me.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Steve does this like every time, guys. He starts typing as me, and I'm like, I didn't write that. What the hell?
So,
is
so
happening?
David has a question. What is love and what is life?
I love how
Wow,
you
that is a
Shrek.
fucking profound ass
That's your
question,
answer.
all right?
Baby, don't hurt
Yeah.
me. Don't
Shrek
hurt
is
me.
love.
And I
Shrek is
think
life.
I know exactly what love is because I just put tape on my balls like just 10 minutes ago.
Love.
Yeah. And then I ripped it off.
Hurt me.
Yeah. It like yeah, it
Wilson, why would
removed
you
a
do
chunk
that?
of hair off
Now
my
is
balls.
it working? There we go. Now our names are there.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah, I've
I
been
think
telling
I've-
everybody today, like, we got Glory Jones coming on. Very excited.
Yeah.
I know. I was excited because I've never like interacted with you face to face, except like in voice calls and shit. So it's like, yeah.
Oh.
And
Oh,
then,
gosh,
and then
don't get
if
him
I can
singing
make
the
it to
sugar song,
DC,
guys.
if I can make it to DC for that April Assange event, which I'm trying
Yes.
to. It's not final yet, but I'm trying to make it. Then I'll get
Yeah.
to meet y'all in person.
If you're
That'd be
going,
dope.
then we have to go because you have to meet Leo because Mr. Wilson will be super jealous about that.
Wow. Wow. Wait, I thought Glory was coming to your house and stuff.
No,
we're
it's
gonna
for a
meet in
protest.
DC.
Oh, all right. So you guys you guys live in DC
No,
and stuff. So
I live way up in Connecticut. It's like a 10-hour, 11-hour
Oh.
drive for me. And Glory, what you
Dude.
got to fly, right?
yeah, I live in Los Angeles, so it'd be like a 5-hour something
Oh,
flight.
What are you
Which is
what
why
are you
I
gonna
don't know
do
if I
here?
can
Why
make
are
it
you
for sure yet.
coming to like all the way to is it to meet, or are you having like an event or something?
It'd be to protest. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, what is it about? Like, I don't know about it. Can I ask? Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, no. Basically would be for Julian Assange, who
oh
the US is trying to essentially kill because he exposed their war crimes. So April
yeah.
11th would mark 3 years since he's been in Belmarsh prison in London. So we're planning to do a protest for that. And yeah,
Dude, it's been 3 years.
yeah.
Like, damn, this is Americans are messed up, dude.
They
I will
are.
protest in Pakistan, right near the American embassy, right?
Yes.
I'll go there and I'll go like, yeah, free Assange, and then they'll be like,
Yes.
yeah,
'Cause it will be a
go
different
home,
time,
right?
too.
You fucking terrorist, right? That's
Nah, call him a terrorist, Wilson.
Yeah, the United States are terrorists. Like, it's not other countries. We are the terrorists. Like
Yeah,
people need to
I mean,
understand
come on, what you guys doing to fucking Assange and stuff? That is like textbook terrorist behavior and shit. Fucking holding and stuff, and then I'm the terrorist, all right? Then Osama is the terrorist.
How
Osama
does that
was
compute?
a free man, all right?
Oh my
I
God.
loved him, all right? I'm just kidding. I didn't love him. Yeah, I just respected him.
I'm gonna marry.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm gonna marry Sylvia, and Steve and Mr. Wilson are gonna get married.
Hey,
So we can come to
listen,
America.
we're not gonna talk about it, right? It's not. We're
Yeah.
going on a very rocky path and stuff, right? It's yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh wow,
concept.
let's talk about something else. Wow, amazing.
He's like, we can't talk about that because
Yeah.
then it will be weird.
Change
If
the
we do it.
topic. Change the topic. Oh, mountains! Mountains are fucking amazing. Yo, have you ever seen mountains? Oh my god,
Mountains
they're
are only
amazing.
Jesus
allegedly tall.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Nobody
You
noticed.
said they're
Nobody
only
noticed.
allegedly tall.
Yeah, allegedly, but also really.
Allegedly plotting for green
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah, allegedly, I am a Pakistani man, but I am really a Pakistani man
What
as
did you
well.
call him the other day?
Yes.
You are my slightly inappropriate Pakistani man that I
Slightly
love.
inappropriate.
Slightly inappropriate.
Yeah,
Me too.
yeah, because I don't know.
Wilson, why
Yeah.
don't you wear the shades anymore, like the full shades?
It's because I want to be naked. All right, that's why. It's my whole I don't know, my
You
whole
used to have a
view
way
on
Hitler
life. I've
vibe,
been
man, with the
reading
bucket
a
hat.
bunch of
Yeah, bro.
philosophy.
Like last year when I
Yeah.
first found him, he had like shades on and he had like this white turban around his head and he was sucking ass at the truck simulator, but it was like
Wow. Okay, I'm glad you're highlighting my
Good old
best
days.
points here. All right.
Back
Yeah,
when Wilson
I-
couldn't drive.
Listen, boys,
Now he's out in
life
real life
hits you
driving
hard,
for us on
right?
streams. It's
You
all
know,
weird.
I
know, I love the
personally would like to
driving.
kill myself. Right? Wait,
oh
I'm kidding. Hey, no, I would not. Right? But I would think about it. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just want to die. Right? It's yeah,
You
dead.
can't do that. I
You
gotta.
can't do that. You need to come to America and drive virtual buses for
That
daily
is
fares.
true. All right, boys, ladies and gentlemen, you guys need to find me a woman or a man who is willing to marry
Or
me,
a man.
right? So I can get a green card. All right. So, I fucking just come to America, ask them where is the nearest World Trade Center, right? And they'll be like, okay. There's
they'd
no-
probably be frightened, Wilson. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. I mean, I say I just want to check, right? And then, and then I go there, I marry a woman, right? Get the green card and dump that bitch. Right?
What
No,
are you
I'm
hating on
kidding.
men for?
The Burritonian.
Hey, all right, okay. Yeah, I'll marry a
No,
man.
don't let the Porsche
I
down.
got no dignity
Stop
and
it.
shit.
So we are Baritonians. If you guys didn't know, Rick Overton actually turned up. He nicknamed us Baritonians. So that's just what we are. We are
Baritonian. What does that mean?
Baritonians.
Put that in your pipe and smoke.
What does that mean?
Do you know who
Like-
Rick Overton is?
I have no idea who Rick
It
Overton
means you're
is.
into burritos.
He is.
Bro.
He's like a famous comedian. He's done
Oh,
screenwriting
what
plays.
okay.
He's been in the movies, like in the Hollywood movies. Yeah, he's an awesome guy. He's such a sweetheart. And if you're
Yeah.
out there listening, Rick, we love you.
Yes, Rick, my love for you is like diarrhea. I can't hold it in.
It's like
Right?
it's like a giant burrito
Yeah.
of love.
Oh
I
my
love you more
God.
than the hair around my nipple. And I love the hair around my nipple.
You
Right,
know,
right?
This is a
Right,
classic
okay.
sweet talk from Mr. Wilson right
Yes.
here.
Right. Again.
He says
Wow.
it to Prop all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Prop is who sent me over to Mr. Wilson, and I love
Same.
And
Prop
now you're
for that.
stuck.
Same.
Now you're stuck, right? Now you're
Yeah, we
stuck for
are.
life.
Prop is like
Yeah,
way
we have
Dude.
we
hipper
have like a
than
blood
people give him
pact,
credit.
right?
We were all dosed and we ran into Mr. Wilson online, and then were like, oh yeah, let's say hi to him. And we were there for like 6 hours streaming
Yeah.
with him.
Props probably brought like 20 to 30 people to your channel or something.
Yeah. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Prop's amazing. Yeah. Where is Prop though? Why isn't he in the call? Like, where the fuck is he?
He's sleeping.
Oh, all
The
right.
Canadian bastard.
I know. I tell
Yeah.
him that I'm gonna braid his long hair, and I feel like he smells like maple syrup. I don't know why. Maybe it's the Canadian thing, but I really feel like he should smell like maple syrup.
So,
It's
Glory,
definitely
tell
a
us more
Canadian
about the protest and stuff. And like, what are the is it gonna fucking pan out and stuff?
I mean, put it this way. We're hoping
Yeah.
it doesn't, because by then we're hoping that Assange will be out of prison. So we actually won't have to protest for him.
It
But
would be
at
a
the
party
same-
for him.
Yeah. But at the same time, we are like Action for Assange is planning a protest. I shouldn't say we, because I'm just helping promote the shit out of it. But Action for Assange is planning a protest in DC for April 11th, because again, that marks 3 years now since Julian Assange has been dragged out of the Ecuadorian
Come
embassy
hang out with us.
and
You guys
can meet
into
Leo.
Belmarsh prison. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is love?
Yeah.
Man, hopefully, I mean, you're actually like, just arranging a protest. You're actually doing a lot.
Oh my God, Glory's
don't, like-
amazing.
Yeah,
Ah.
I mean, arranging
You're
the protest
amazing.
and everything. That's actually a lot of work. Like bringing people, even people who are on the same page, bringing them together is kind of sometimes like a very tough task and stuff. And then to
Oh, it
organize
is
stuff.
hard.
And,
I'm not one of the
Yeah.
main organizers for this specific event, but I have organized other protests in the past, and yeah, it's not
yeah,
it's not the easiest.
it's nice. It's not easy.
So
I've
everyone's
never
like-
been to any protest in my life, right? Because
Yeah.
I don't know. I was too busy being poor and
'Cause
shit,
life is
and
spectacular,
so
kinda
I was like, yeah,
No
I
reason to
don't want to
complain.
fucking go. And we had like a fucking I don't know a year long sit-in at Islamabad when Imran Khan, who's our prime minister
Yeah.
now, so he lost the elections and he said the elections are rigged, right? So he did like a fucking huge sit-in and stuff. It changed absolutely fucking nothing, right? He won this time though, which is a thing, and he has destroyed our economy, right? I fucking hate the guy. What a fucking asshole, right? For those of you who don't know who Imran Khan is, fuck him, right? Fuck him.
I get the impression
Fucking-
he's a
it's-
dick.
Right, okay. Yeah, it's boiling my
Allegedly.
blood.
Did
right?
you see that,
It's boiling
Glory?
my blood.
Steve Wolf. rant.
Aw.
Hmm.
You're too kind,
Yeah.
Steve. But yeah,
What do you guys
nah,
think of your president and
fuck
stuff?
him. He sucks.
Oh my God. I did not vote for the man. I tried to warn everybody that there was no way that Trump could be worse than him, because Biden has a 40-year career of doing the
Yeah.
worst things that
sucking.
brought us.
Okay, you guys voted for
Trump.
can I ask, like, is it that's like private and stuff, right? You guys
I
voted
didn't
for Trump?
vote for either Biden or Trump.
Oh.
I
Yep,
voted
nope.
for Gloria La Riva, who was the candidate, who was the Peace
No, I
and
have
Freedom,
not, Kate.
who was the Peace and Freedom, who's on the Peace and Freedom ticket
the
with
third
Leonard
party,
Pelt.
right?
Yeah, well, not even like a third party, because it was a small party. Gloria
Yeah.
La Riva is from the Party for Socialism and Liberation, and her running mate
Oh.
was Leonard Peltier, who's a Native American political prisoner. So that's who I voted for. And for the rest, I just wrote in a bunch of people.
Oh.
I
So
did.
I didn't vote for
I did
anyone.
Jesse Ventura this last one, and then before that, who was it? Who was the Green Party? The freaking
Ugh, Howie Hawkins.
no, it wasn't Howie that I voted for. What's her face? Oh, Stein. I voted for her the year before, and this time
I thought
it was
you meant
Jesse
this
Ventura.
year. Yeah, I thought
If
you meant
I was
this
in
year.
America, I would have voted for Biden. Like,
What?
like I don't
would've
really
roasted
like
I
the
would
guy.
smack you in the
then.
back of the head.
Like, no, listen, I don't really like the guy, but I like the fact that, you know, like with Trump, everything was so fucking it's Trump. Like, at least this guy is fucking invisible and shit. Like,
That
you know,
doesn't
fucking
help.
like
It
it's
was
not,
just
it's not.
MSM, buddy. It was
It's
just the
just
mainstream media. pumping
Nah,
bullshit
bro,
your
but people be
ass.
talking about
Orange
Biden
man
all the
bad.
time over here.
But he's boring, right? And I feel like America needed
Boring.
something
Fair
boring this
conscience.
time. Yeah, it's a.
He's like
I
the
don't know.
demented old grandpa. Okay, like there's nothing this is. He's not
He's
gonna.
the demented old grandpa who keeps sniffing your fucking
Yeah.
niece's hair. You know, he's
Yeah,
Like on
that's
gnarly.
it.
on policy level, what, you know, what wrong is he fucking doing and stuff. Like, I don't really know about it, so I can like fucking brag to people and
Oh, he's doing
tell
a
them,
lot.
Oh
yeah,
gosh,
Biden
we would need a
sucks,
lot
right?
of
Where do
time.
I start?
I know.
Right?
I'm like, all right. Are we gonna be doing this for the next 20 hours?
That's
or
like
so?
if someone asked you, like, what are your problems with Imran Khan? Like, what's he done?
Like, my problem with Imran Khan is basically, you know, like handling the taxes, you know, like very fucking poorly and shit. Not, you know, increasing the pool of people that give the tax and shit, right? But just fucking taxing people more and shit, right? And that has kind of fucked everything up. And, you know, like fucking putting taxes on like useless shit, right? It's like fucking my cigarettes. These cigarettes used to cost fucking $1, right? Now they cost $1.12, right?
All right.
This is an
They're
atrocity,
like
right?
$15 or something here.
Oh wait,
I don't smoke
I
cigarettes,
mean, you
so
guys
I
are
wouldn't
fucking
know.
I
Americans,
don't
right?
anymore.
Yeah,
But they're expensive.
dude, the gas price rose from fucking 110 to its 146 now, all right? Rupees, right? That's not dollars, like rupees and shit,
It's like
right?
$5
And the
a
dollar
pound.
went from 140 rupees to 178 rupees. Like, they fucking heavily devalued our currency. Just fucking prints money,
Same thing
and
here.
fucking,
That's
you
the
know.
same thing that Joe Biden does. Like
Yeah.
all
do.
kinds of inflation is happening here. All kinds of bullshit's happening here with the economy over here, and like gas prices, they went up here too as well. In California, it's like it's damn near $5 a gallon, which is here. I'm gonna do $5 USD.
Phenomenal Mysticism
in
has it right.
rupees.
Baritonian is someone who listens to Lucky Burrito.
So gas prices in California are about 372 rupees per gallon.
Wow. All right. Okay.
And Biden
Okay,
is
so
part
we're
of the
staying
problem.
in Pakistan then, all right? We're staying
Biden
in
is part of the
Pakistan.
problem why you pay so much too, and us. That is
could be
the
it.
reflection of the U.S.
I could be it,
government
that could
putting
be it.
sanctions on everybody and putting their like knee on everybody's neck. So like, you know, if it's happening in your area,
feel
it's likely because of us.
I kind of feel like, you know, nobody, like, is there any country that actually, you know, made the, what you call it, a pandemic kind of fucking, you know, like that actually handled the pandemic well? My country didn't handle the pandemic well, right? I feel like people had no idea what the fuck they were doing and shit, right? And that kind of fucked up the economy and stuff. Like,
Our
is there
country
any other country that
released the bioweapon. I think it's
Our
from
country
us.
definitely didn't handle it well.
yeah.
Sorry, you're not going to get us.
There were
Like
a couple
we are worse.
African- There were
We
a couple
advocate because we
African
want to be
countries.
better.
There were a couple
Yeah.
African countries that handled it well. Like
Yeah.
I know a bunch of them have have pretty low COVID rates despite not having any like bullshit vaccines or anything like that. And then I think Cuba handled it pretty well too. Yeah, because they came out with early treatments that helped people, and now a bunch of their population is getting vaccinated with the Cuban vaccine, not the bullshit American ones. And yeah, those are the countries that I can think of. I mean,
I mean, on a wide level and on like the fucking individualistic level, this fucking shit pandemic and it's still going on, dude. Like, just fucking stop already.
they
It's
want it to
just-
keep
it's-
going on though, because the more the pandemic goes on, the more control they get over you.
That is true. That is true. That is true. I mean, what kind of control? Like, I don't like they tell you to put masks and stuff, right? Like, what else? Oh, they can stop businesses and shit. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. They can stop.
Wait,
They can stop
I gotta get my
businesses.
cigarette.
They can prevent like small. Okay.
Yeah, they can shut down your economy.
Yeah, they can prevent like small businesses from operating with all the lockdowns that make like small businesses have to shut down and shit. So it ruins like the small businesses that rely on like a lot of local engagement. And then also like with the vaccines and stuff, they get like your medical information. So they send that out to the government so the government can create a digital ID for you so they can track you and surveil you even more.
Dude.
Yeah.
Are we already getting like too surveilled and stuff? I feel like we don't even fucking care about these social media platforms and shit. You know, like Facebook and stuff. But they're fucking tracking every single move of ours and stuff. You know, though it be for giving us ads and shit, but like it's very fucked up and stuff. You know.
God damn it. Yeah, it is.
We're all gonna die, boys. Right? It's happening.
Well, yeah, we're all gonna die, but I mean,
I don't want to die sooner.
yeah, I don't want to die soon, and in a like, I don't know, totalitarian metaverse universe or whatever,
Oh.
where like
I don't think you-
everything's an NFT, and I can't
Dude, I don't even I
interact
can't even
with
keep
people.
up with the I can't even keep up with the whole NFT situation and stuff. It's like, what the fuck is that? It's like a whole new beast and shit. Like back in my days, you know, when I was a
Okay.
I was a little
Wilson.
child, you know, you had just fucking YouTube, you know, you just do YouTube and you get you know, to make videos. And now it's like fucking TikTok, like I don't know what platforms and shit, and it's just fucking weird as fuck. Yeah, and plus TikTok controlled by China and shit. It is, you know, it is a Chinese virus. It came from China.
Oh my god. It came from a lab in Wuhan which received funding from the United States. So
Yeah.
Dude, they have a patent on the virus. They have a patent on the test.
What? They have for
yeah.
years.
They
Go on,
own both
Steve.
of them. Does that make anybody else wonder?
And like, okay, so it's really funny. Everyone's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get these 4 free tests." Yeah, and I'm like, okay, you're adding to the freaking system. You're adding to the garbage. You're adding to like overstressing the mail. You're adding to the fact that we're gonna pay for these things that don't even work. Don't get them, guys. Please don't get them.
So
waste.
the at-home rapid antigen tests, I think that's what they're called specifically. They're not the PCR tests, I know that, but they're the antigen tests. Basically, those at-home tests are given to workers in bulk because they're known to throw a bunch of false negatives. So that way, like, you go back into work anyways.
Right. That's
Yeah.
the whole idea, right? We'll give you the
Nah.
test, you know.
Oh, and ICU said she's selling a Wilson NFT she made for 30 rupees.
Wait, what? Oh my god, no one's gonna buy that shit, right? You're gonna go broke, right?
What is it? Wait,
Yeah.
what is it?
ICU said in chat, I'm looking at the comments panel on StreamYard. She said, I'm selling a Wilson NFT I made for 30 rupees.
Let's fucking go, dude. All right.
We need like a shirt with all of our noggins on it. Like have Steve design it
Jack
for us. And
Sith,
just put all of our
Jack
little heads.
I would like to point out that Jack Sith has a Don Copter NFT out there, and you can own it for the small price of 69 Ethereum.
Whoa, that's 69 Ethereum
Nice.
is okay. All right. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But all of the proceeds go to Reverend Annie Chambers to feed the people of Baltimore. So it'd be
Oh.
worth it.
That's
I
awesome.
mean, yeah, some rich guy might fucking have 69.
I'm
Hey,
so
listen,
behind.
yeah. If someone
Yeah.
needs to money launder, we got you.
Yo, I tell you guys, money is the root of all
Allegedly.
evil, right? You fucking give all your money to
I
me.
mean, you're right.
Donate
I will
to the
take your
link in the
evil,
description.
fucking donate to the link in the description. Wait, this is wrong stream. All right, wait, what the
That's why we
wrong
say that, guys. We say that because of Mr. Wilson. We say it all the
wrong
time. and
stream,
there's
wrong
never been a link.
stream. Yeah. Yeah, to the link, right? Yeah. And there isn't even any link. that is
Oh,
pure fucking
damn.
classic.
Someone's horny on Maine.
Wait, what?
Hey, someone's horny for Imran Khan.
Wait, who is horny for him? Who is
Look at horny unicorn's comment. Imran's boner is like a cracking shot through the covers. Very powerful.
Hey, where is it? I want to
We
see.
talked to Horny Unicorn at length one night.
Yeah, he came on our stream before.
If you look
Horny
at
unicorn, that is a very beautiful name,
And he's in
Like,
Australia.
He's a funny.
Oh, Australian? Yeah,
Mr.
put a shimp on
Wilson's
the
been on
babe.
with Oz Whistle
I don't know.
before. He was on with
I
Oz Whistles. That was funny as hell.
Australia is fun, right? Yeah, it is. I don't know. Put a shimp on my babe or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how to do Australian stuff. I don't know. Fucking kangaroos or something.
kangaroos.
Didn't New Zealand like lock their people down?
I thought you were Canadian, dude.
Aren't they who locked their people down?
I just know that I know that people in New Zealand are protesting the
Cricket.
COVID policy. I know that it's probably
there's a
super
bunch.
strict. I bet it's
There was a
probably
bunch,
super
I
strict.
think,
I bet.
Didn't they like all drop them and shit? Like I know the UK dropped some stuff.
The UK
they're
did, which
talking
is
about it in
sus, because
Israel.
it's like, wait, governments don't care about their people. They're letting the country open up. Like, what's up with that? So,
Right, screaming the numbers are through the roof, and then letting everybody do whatever.
Oh, Steve Wolf, dude, we love you.
Steve, you're too kind. But yes, Echo Park. I remember that. That was Julian's 40th birthday celebration. Yeah, that was nice, but also kind of like very bittersweet and depressing.
Like
too.
somber.
Yeah.
It was cool for us to
Yeah.
watch all you guys. Like,
I
you
know, we watched
Jimmy
all
Dore
of
and
it.
Everybody there, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. Everyone
Yeah.
was like, Glory's gonna make me cry. And I'm like, yeah, it's because I'm about to cry too.
Yeah, nothing beats being sad. I'm gonna kill myself.
Wilson.
That's
Right,
why we
moving on.
go and hang
Wait,
out.
no, I don't want to fucking kill myself. All right?
I know,
just wanna,
I know.
I just want to fucking, slash my throat.
Oh
and
my
shit.
God.
Just allegedly.
This is why
Allegedly.
I call him the slightly inappropriate.
but also really, yeah. I'm fucking
why-
sad.
This is why Lucky Burrito marks the show as not made for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kentucky is growing hemp. Ricky Adams, like
They are.
near as I can tell. I have a couple friends down that way. They grow a lot of hemp.
Hey, what are we talking about? I don't
Apparently,
know.
the whole country used to grow a lot of hemp back in the day.
Sophia, imagine singing Sasageo during Julian Assange's protest. I would do that. I would. You know what? I don't know if you watched Demon Slayer, but during the last Assange protest I was at, I gave it a kokoro wo moyase. I gave it a set your heart ablaze from Rengoku.
Oh my
I was
god.
like,
Weebs. Fucking weebs. Oh my god. How do you guys watch like the subtitle version? I
You just
don't get
do.
it. You
just
have to
do.
read it and stuff. It's
Yeah.
fucking weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wait for the dub version or something, but I don't know. You gotta
I just
fucking read it.
I just like watching it in its like original language because it just feels more natural.
Yeah, I guess language has that effect and say like every language has sort of like a fucking what you call it like a to it,
Oh, what?
you get what I'm saying? Yeah.
No.
No. a f-
Oh
but
no.
by okay, how do I explain it's like having a
That's
and
Discord over there.
right, yeah, that's yeah, it has its own innate what you call it right.
Yeah, okay. I think I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Guess who
But,
I
like,
found?
And not to mention, it won't focus enough for me to see it.
What is that? Oh,
It's a marmot.
Little buddy.
Oh.
We
Ah.
call
Wait, is
him
it-
Buddy, and it was
Yeah.
Jack Sith's marmot picture,
Aw.
and then Steve changed the color of it.
oh,
Aw.
His little face.
yeah,
Oh,
looks
I see the
disgusting.
face
So he
now.
like
I'm kidding.
usually
I'm-
hangs
I'm
over
kidding, I'm
here,
kidding.
but we gotta fix his thing to hang him.
I was gonna say though, after you watch a ton of anime, then you can come to recognize like some Japanese phrases.
Oh my god, stop it. Hey, stop it. Yeah. Like I watch anime, therefore I know how to koreba chinchina badashi.
Omoshiro izo, subarashi.
Sanjobi omedeto.
Okay.
Oh,
That means
ariga.
happy birthday.
How
Yeah.
do I get back to where I was?
Omae wa mou shinderu.
Yeah.
That's a classic. That one's a classic, bro.
Yeah.
Sort of-
Yeah,
What do you-
what's a good anime that people can watch and stuff,
I mean, right now I'd say Demon Slayer.
Demon
Just because it's shorter than Attack on Titan and it's like a very fun but also very emotional story. And the production is absolutely beautiful.
I
UFO
watched
Table is
ReZero,
amazing.
right? I watched ReZero, right? Like the
Okay.
last time when you guys, you remember you were on my stream, we were talking about anime and stuff. Assman forced me to watch ReZero.
Yeah.
Fucking beautiful, dude. It's actually a really good. Like I really enjoyed it.
Oh my
Like,
God, you're gonna
Yeah.
fall.
it's so twisted and shit.
Yeah. Death Note's a good starter anime too. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Those are great starters. Cowboy Bebop is legendary. I could keep going.
Wait, David is asking what good is protesting?
Disruption.
Yeah, disruption. It gets people's attention directed towards a cause. It's a good way, if you're an organizer already, it's a good way to be able to meet with people and network with them so you can organize more going into the future, and you can like pull in other people to like activate them, so that way your numbers can grow more and more. And then also depending on like what type of protest you're doing, like if it's something like a hunger strike, then that can really force people to act on something. Or if you're doing an Occupy protest, you can like prevent people from entering a building. Or yeah.
I feel like protest is like, even if it, doesn't do anything and stuff, sometimes it doesn't do anything, right? But
That's true.
it's sort of a thing with what you call it, it's like saying that, my speech fucking, I have a voice or something, which is like a very fucking beautiful thing. I have a voice and shit, like protest. Yeah. I feel like, and plus, yes, I feel like, networking and stuff like through protests and shit, that's, I can actually make some I can actually, make people fucking grow in numbers and shit. Yeah,
Yeah, because
right
I
about
feel
that.
like people are more likely to join a group of people than try to start it themselves because they can feel really
Mob
overwhelmed.
mentality. Let's fucking go. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We
Pitchforks ready.
worldwide solidarity.
Hallelujah. I don't know. Fucking marching to the yeah. Christians warriors marching to the sea. I don't know. Wait, that was like that was a hymn, right? We had it in Pakistan, like Christian warriors marching to the sea. Na na na. na. Wait, I forgot. Hey, do you guys know this? Were you guys Christians
No.
back in the day and shit?
I went
Like
to
ever?
I grew up going to Baptist church,
Yeah.
like Southern Baptist church, which is like very eccentric, very loud, very long, very fun. But I mean also like also
Dude.
I it didn't really stick with me.
Glory,
I mean, I remember
dude.
how fun it was, and I still love gospel music to this day because it's fucking
Yeah.
lit. But
Yeah.
Dude, have you ever been to like those evangelical fucking stuff? I remember I was a fucking, I think I was 14 or 15 at that time. I went to that church and what the they were like fucking people dancing and shit. It's
yes,
like,
that's what I'm
Jesus,
talking
Jesus, Jesus,
about.
Jesus, Jesus, Jesus,
That's
Jesus.
what I'm
It's
talking
like,
about.
They got
Where
the
they get up
music
and
in
they're
there.
dancing. This is
it was
my
fucking weird. And then
season
they were like,
for
they were speaking in
grace
different languages and shit. It wasn't,
favor.
I didn't even think that
This
it was
is
a real
my
language.
season.
So you
Yeah.
would go like, Jesus heal them. Heal them.
Okay, not like that all the time, but
I'd rather go to a temple and like go there,
That sounds like fun to me.
temples are pretty. But like but if we're talking like actual church, then I'd rather go to like the eccentric stuff because then I can at least like have some fun.
As long as it's not like
Yeah.
Scientology. Like, and
Oh,
that
no,
really
no,
freaks
no.
me
Fuck
out. You guys out in
Scientology.
California, you need to help me understand.
Bro,
this
there's so
Scientology
many
shit.
Scientology buildings in Hollywood. I was like covering a protest there, and then afterwards, I'm like, I'm gonna take a field trip over to the Scientology building, and I ended up walking past like 2 different Scientology buildings without even knowing
Wow.
it.
It's crazy because they're all like empty. I'm like, imagine what we could do to house the homeless if we let them go in Scientology
they
buildings.
have speaking stuff there sometimes. Like one time, the local sheriff, Alex Villanueva, who's the deputy sheriff or whatever they call him here, he was speaking at a Scientology center in Hollywood, and I was just like, oh, I knew that cunt would. I knew that bitch would. Fucking yeah.
Oh.
Do you go there, Wolf Dude, Steve Wolfbrandt? Do you go to this by the Scientology building? It really creeps me out.
Yeah. Sometimes I walk by it to see if there's like anybody interesting inside. Because I know one of these days I'm gonna be like walking by it and I'm gonna see like like a big shot there, and I'm gonna be like, yeah.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's
Yeah.
nothing compared to that is nothing compared to what I have seen. I have seen literal mosques where they teach kids how to be terrorists and stuff. So yeah, I win.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it's like I've actually seen it. So when I was like when I was a child and stuff, we used to live in a village, right? In Pakistan and stuff. We moved to the city, I think when I was around 9 or 10 maybe. Yeah, we moved to the city. So in that particular village, there was this building where the Taliban used to live, right? And everybody knew about it, but nobody ever said anything about it. So yeah, they got captured, and stuff. So yeah, fucking pretty. That was pretty lit. I've seen potential terrorists. Amazing.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Dude, we have terrorists. They're kids and they go in the schools here and blow their whole
Whoa.
classroom up.
Yeah.
Dude,
That
I
shows
will
how
never
sick
get
we
this.
are as a country when
Dude,
we're
I
having
Like the
a
school
will,
shooting
shooters
like
thing.
every day.
dude,
Yeah.
I
That
will
is
never get
terrorism.
this. Dude, I will never get this. Like this, I can wrap my head around, like kids, like the school. I cannot. Like it's mind boggling and stuff. It's like we have got fucking, cracked up people who tie fucking vests and blow. That is fucked up, right? But then
They
a
have to teach
child
the kids
going there
that.
and
Like
that
they
is
have to
that is
teach
fucking
them
weird.
that like if someone comes in, you have to lock your classroom. You cannot open that door to let another kid in the room
Mhm.
if something's going on at your school. Like
Yeah.
at Skyla's school, right down the road, her old school, they just recently had one and they handled it horribly. Like absolutely horrid. They were acting like it was a weather thing and it's set up like a college campus, right? So like
Wait, what? The drill or an actual shooting?
no, it was active kids there. They found out, thankfully, that they weren't like active like bullets in there, but like they just handled the whole thing like wrong. The
Wait,
whole
I gotta, I
entire
gotta,
thing.
I gotta answer Omar Rana. Right? Listen, okay, alright. I get the whole thing with it and stuff, but when a group of terrorists come and they fucking blow up a children's school and hundreds of children died, right? I don't really, I can't really say in my country this happened and shit. And fucking put me into depression for like fucking like a year or something. I don't know. It's all right. I mean, you can say that, all right, they're not really terrorists and stuff, but I mean, come on, dude. Like that's a very fucked up thing. And our government was kind of like, they were not really what you get it, tight on the terrorists and stuff. But after when this attack happened and stuff, all right, and it's still fucking it, it is bad, all right. Wait, what the fuck?
We need
It's
to
just
stand up
fucking
everybody.
innocent children and shit. And right, okay, I gotta calm down and stuff. Right,
Nah, you're good.
and if
No, you
it's,
go.
it's
This
just
is
not. It's
fearlessly
just
authentic. You let it out. Do it.
it's not cool to fucking go. Yeah, it was after that our government actually started doing something about those fuckers and stuff. Like from the outside in, people can say stuff and shit, make theories and shit, but I have seen loved ones die, right? Uncle of mine, right? uh he died in like these terrorist attacks and shit, got shot in the head, right? And yeah, it's very fucked up, right? It's, you can't say all of these things, but you can't really, like USA didn't uh t- put pull the trigger, right? I don't know, like the
But we
USA
gave them,
didn't pull the
but they came
trigger
from
or
us.
to fucking put a bullet in my uncle's fucking brain, right? And stuff. It's just Mm. It's kind of really fun. Oh wait, let's talk about Chester, or like or get deflecting.
Wilson.
Oh my god, talking about something else.
Aw.
Oh, this is getting serious. Oh
You're
fuck.
all
Um,
good, Wilson. You're
I
all
was
good.
wondering, Glory. So, what are you going to school for? Like, what do you want to do besides like everything amazing that you're already doing?
Mhm.
What do I want to do? That's a pretty loaded question.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first got into college as a freshman, I picked international relations as my major. Back when I was still a lot more hopeful and puppy-eyed, because I imagined that like it would like I had this idea of international relations where it was like learning about different cultures and learning about like the history of cultures and more importantly the history of how they interacted with each other, and hoping that that would help like an understanding of that history would help people move towards like world peace and all that stuff. So in my mind, that's still like very much the ideal version of international relations I see for myself, beyond like the CIA cutout program that just happens to be on college campuses. So yeah, right now that's where I am, and that's kind of what I hope to do with the, in a sense, going forward. I'd like information activism. That's kind of my thing. I want to teach people shit. I want to teach people their history. Like I want to help people like liberate themselves, liberate their minds, and yeah, it sounds vague as it sounds vague as fuck. It sounds vague as fuck because I still really don't know what I want to do.
No, I think you have.
Wait, are you going for like a PhD or like the master's level and stuff?
Probably not, unless I might in my future, but as of now, I don't think so because the college system here kind of sucks. So, and to answer your question, Steve, I'm in like, I don't know if the part I'm in would be considered Westchester or Inglewood, but I'm like 8 minutes away from LAX because I go to Loyola Marymount, which is like right in Westchester. And
LAX
then it's
is freaking huge.
Oh, it's a shit airport too. It's shit airport.
I've only been there once when I flew to Hawaii when I was like, it was
and
like,
you were like, wow, this is a
18?
shit airport.
I was like, oh, what the hell is this? Yeah, that it was crazy.
Yeah, I'll never miss a chance to shit on LA because it's a terrible airport.
I haven't really been to California, so we're definitely gonna go out that way.
It's nice. The government here sucks, but I mean the government everywhere here sucks.
I heard that you guys ran out of U-Hauls because everyone was leaving. Is that true?
I honestly don't know, but I know a bunch of people are leaving to go to like Texas. Like a lot of people are moving from California to Texas because like there's less lockdowns and restrictions, so people want to move there. And I'm just like, well, both states suck. But hey, I ain't hating. Like, but yeah, California's still pretty though.
Obviously,
like, we
Texas.
got great weather here. We got mountains. We got beach, and like
you say West next.
Like less Texas in Texas, obviously everyone is gonna fucking move from California to Texas. Like that's and I applaud the move. Fucking Texas, do not give Texas, right? Yes, I have never given in my life. I don't know.
Listen,
I don't
have you ever been to America?
I've never been to America, dude. That's why I'm telling you guys to set me up with a woman, right? I come to America, right? And then I marry her, right? I get the green card, right? And then I am American citizen. Yes. Wilson in America.
It is, Steve. It is being gentrified. Yeah.
It's so sad.
Everywhere in LA is being gentrified.
I think we need intentional communities. I think that would be the best thing that we could do.
Hell yeah. There was recently there in Los Angeles in South Central. This was like decades ago, but a couple of former Black Panthers, they started this community called the Jonathan Jackson Educational Cadre. Where basically what they would do was like they would get kids together and they had an educational cadre where they would teach them like martial arts and history and stuff, and it was like really cool to learn about. But because they were doing that, they got relentlessly harassed by LAPD and LASD, and eventually it kind of faded away. But like for a second there, like I love the thought of freedom schools and communes and shit. So yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Wilson says he's staying in Pakistan then.
Staying in Pakistan.
I want to visit you.
Wait, yo, I would love that. I've been inviting you guys, like fucking, if you guys want to come here, I will host you, right? I will. Yeah, it's like, while I'll move to the fucking basement or something, you guys can have the room and stuff. Yeah, it's just is yeah. You guys, if you ever an account, do it's a good country.
Is
It's
there like a
not
Yeah.
mafia
like
with all
what
the hash?
how the media kind of portrays it and stuff. There are
Listen,
there is
listen.
some truth
Is
to
there a
it
hash
and shit,
mafia
but
running shit? Is that?
yeah.
Is there a hash mafia?
That's what I want to know.
No, dude, I don't know. I don't know about it. Like I get
Tafia
my hash
says you'll
from.
feed us chicken biryani.
Oh yeah, I will. I will. My
Hell
mother will
yes.
fucking feed you guys. If you guys, oh, she is going to,
Bruh, I love me a
force
good
feed you
biryani.
and stuff.
I love
Yeah.
I love good biryani, especially not with chicken but with goat.
That is not real biryani, all right?
I'm
All right,
sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna fucking gatekeep biryani here. All right, this is
Okay, fine. I'll have it with chicken then.
yeah. Chicken biryani is actually real biryani, right? There is
I
no
don't eat
other
meat.
biryani.
Oh, fair.
But he's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I made
I
Mr.
don't know what to
Wilson
do
have
then.
nothing to say. You
He's like,
guys,
I
can
don't
you
know
see
about
that? We
this
have that
this
on
trip to
camera.
Pakistan.
I don't know. I don't know about this then.
He's like,
What are you gonna eat here? Yeah, if you don't eat. Wait, are you like vegan or like
No,
vegetarian?
vegetarian. I still eat other
Ah.
things, even though I'm like, they are my guilty pleasures. I'm trying to go away from them. But yeah.
See,
Yeah.
it's because of the existence of chicken biryani and curry goat and like oxtail and fish that I can't give up meat.
Yeah. I don't know. Like meat is good. I eat it. Wilson doesn't believe in. I don't. It's a unicorn. All right. Vegan biryani is a unicorn. All right. Biryani was supposed to
I
be in
only
the
eat
ancient
unicorn.
text. All right. Biryani was made with chicken. All right. You
Okay.
cannot separate the chicken from the biryani. All right.
Okay, well,
Okay.
is it at least a chicken that's not been sprayed down with like all kinds of chemicals and
Oh,
it
fucking
from
all
a
kinds of
factory
chemicals,
farm?
right? But the chicken is halal because whenever they cut the chicken, they do the prayer and stuff. So the chicken is always halal. So yeah, you can. It's halal. It's not haram, right? Yeah.
VSA is onto something. Salmon is fucking amazing, bro.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Salmon is
Wait,
awesome.
I would like to eat a pig. Right? I have never had bacon in my life. Right?
Pigs are really smart though. They're smarter than dogs.
Wait, no, eat.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Hey, this is
They can do
this
math.
is just right. Okay, we don't.
They can. They're
okay,
really
all right.
smart.
I ain't gonna
Yeah.
crap. I had
But are they tasty? Okay, wait,
I ain't gonna
wait.
crap.
They are.
I had some
I don't
pork.
eat them anymore.
I had some pork for dinner today. I had a burrito with fucking carnitas
Ate a
asada.
burrito,
It
guys.
was so good
Filled with
with the adobada seasoning. It was so good.
We can't get bacon in Pakistan because
You know what?
it's
I'd like to
like-
try
Don't raise
crickets one
pigs there.
day. I'd like to try crickets one day.
like the bugs and stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh
like, it
man, that's
sounds
gonna
weird
have
to
to be
some-
the new
yeah.
thing. We're
It
gonna have
sounds
Mr.
weird
Wilson's
to.
gonna have real live
Yeah.
crickets and pay him to eat them on
Hey,
TV.
dude, the world can go to hell, global warming and shit. I am never eating bugs, right?
I was gonna.
I would try
it's
it.
just-
I like if they dried it up and made it like and like seasoned it nice. I would
Yeah.
try it. Because I
I'm
mean,
down.
like the thing
I'm ready.
is being
But think
Jamaican,
about it.
because like being Jamaican, I see all kinds of people have a repulsion for like, oh my god, like you eat the meat out of the fish's head in your snapper, like oh my god, you actually eat the tail of an ox. I'm like, yes, it's fucking good as shit. So like because of that, I tried to not reserve that same judgment for like other types of
The
foods.
things that we
Wait,
eat,
you're
eat
Jamaican?
bugs, guys.
Yeah, I'm half Jamaican.
We eat bugs,
Oh,
and there's
wait,
also bugs in our food.
Be
The
bugs by
FDA
dogs.
allows a certain amount of
In
bugs to be
food
in your
dye.
food.
In food dye, yeah.
Right.
Wait, what is the actual difference? Like, how do you aren't like Jamaican? Wait, I'm not educated on this. Right?
What do you mean? What's the difference?
Aren't all black people Jamaican and
No.
stuff? Wait, what?
No, Jamaica.
I don't know. All right,
Ja-
I'm not. I am,
Jamaica,
No, that's a
Jamaica is
good
just an
question.
island in the Caribbean with the best music and the best food.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Fuck's
That is.
sake.
Are
Sorry,
all
sorry,
black.
Sorry.
We need
Sorry.
that clipped.
I don't know, right?
But
I
no,
am a
like
fucking-
sometimes black people, they can be like, maybe they're not Jamaican, they can be from another island in the Caribbean, like they can be Haitian, or like black people, they can be like African, like they can be Nigerian, or they can be
Ah.
hey, you got a boyfriend that's half Jamaican, nice. And then
Ah.
yeah, I was reading chat, and then you can say you have someone who's like from like the Ivory Coast or Ghana or Angola or like anywhere in Africa or like anywhere.
But they're
in the
all good at
Caribbean.
basketball, right? Oh my god, holy shit, I'm gonna die. Alright, don't kill me, alright, kill me, alright, kill
Oh
me
my
already.
God.
I watched Airplane, alright. There's this fucking beautiful scene. Alright. It's okay. So in Airplanes, there's this scene. They go to like a fucking tribe, right? It's like a tribe, away from society and stuff. They haven't seen technology at all and shit. So in order to introduce them to technology, he shows them like a basketball and stuff, and immediately they start dunking. It's like it's oh my god, it's so fucking racist. It's so bad, but it was yeah. All right, let's talk about something else. Mountains, right? Mountains are fucking beautiful, right? You come to my country and you see mountains. Oh, people died in the mountains. Wait.
Okay, well, my girlfriend is made in China.
Wait, so
Oh,
here in Pakistan, there's this incident that happened. So I think 24 people died. Uh, they were in their cars and shit, and it started snowing and stuff. So their cars stopped and stuff, right? But they turned on the fucking heater in the car and slept. So the carbon monoxide, it got
Oh,
the snow jammed
Oh damn.
and then fucking 24 people dead and stuff. Yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah, it was kind of sad. On a light note, they didn't
yeah.
die.
I know.
of-
Steve Wolfbrand, can you believe it? Mr. Wilson doesn't like have like a million people. I think we need to you need to have your thing say slightly inappropriate Pakistani man. I really feel like that's a good marketing and
Yeah, that
it's a
is
funny
good.
thing.
That
You're
is
like,
good.
what? Wait.
Yeah, yeah. And when they come to watch the show, they say it's not slightly right. It is very inappropriate.
It's
Yeah.
very.
But yeah,
Therein lies
I
the
don't
humor.
know.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's slight. Whoa.
I'm trying to get a license so I can like drive an Uber. Like I wanna fucking live stream
Wait, you don't have
an
one?
Uber and stuff. I don't.
He drives all
Who
around.
needs a
I was
license
like,
when
wait a
you're in
minute.
Pakistan, right? I drive and stuff, right? I've never been stopped by the cops or anything. If I get stopped by the cops, I just give them like 1,000
Allegedly,
rupees.
we never say anything for
Yeah,
certain.
no, we can even say it, right? I give them 1,000 rupees. That's like around $7, and they just let you go off scot free. Yeah. I mean, you get if you get busted for I don't know, getting hash and stuff, right? You just change the amount from 1,000 to 2,000, and then you have to give them the hash so they can smoke it as well. Like like that's it. That's my country.
You know, you have better roads than we do here.
Yeah.
Really?
I want to
Wait,
drive
what?
your roads.
Bro, like
Please.
I see those streams where like you put us in like the first person so we can see the roads. Like they're better than the roads here in
No,
Los
I
Angeles.
know.
Dude, I live in the rich part of oh my god. I live in the rich
Bougie
part of
Wilson.
Lahore, right? There's like a poor part of Lahore as well, and the streets, they don't even have like fucking what you call it, like they're not even concrete. They're like dirt roads and stuff, right? Like most of the fucking country, but like the fucking rich areas and shit, they got good. Like the city that I live in, Lahore, that is very that is from where, that's sort of like what you call it, the like an unofficial capital of like the actual capital is Islamabad, right? Islamabad has
Yeah.
good roads as well, and then it's Lahore, and then it's Karachi, right? So these three cities, they're fucking beautiful. Mwah. Right? The rest of Pakistan, I don't know. Yeah, it's yeah, wow. Well, I once went to Gwadar, right? Gwadar, a port that's like, gonna be linked with China and stuff, right? And the roads leading to that, they were fucking terrible, right? And after a certain period where, like foreigners are gonna be there and shit, it's just fucking beautiful. It's like you're in a city that's amazing and stuff. Yeah, it's sort of like a North Korea situation. For foreigners and rich people, it's like, whoa, amazing, dude, right? And for poor people, it's kind of sad. Yeah.
Listen, be flexing this fucking well.
I
Yeah.
really would think you would do really well if you did the Uber driving thing. Oh my god, that would be
Yeah,
hilarious.
it will be lit. Yeah, I'll probably pay them 3,000 rupees and get a license. Yeah, that's
How much
yeah,
is that
in dollars.
United
In
States currency? And
yeah, in United States currency, it's right about $16 to $17.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
You can't even
like,
get an
that's it.
ID for that cheap here.
Yeah.
Oh, you can get an ID.
Oh, that is
for,
yeah,
you
3,000
you
rupees
can
to
fake your
dollars.
identity and shit. For three.
Well, you can do that here too, but
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
talking like probably at least $40 or something, probably
Yeah.
in Connecticut, just to get a basic ID. And that's not your license.
Like,
But
okay,
once you get your license here, you just have to
Yeah.
renew it every few years. It's so weird. What is it, 6 years? It's like every 6 years you have to go get a new photo and pay again, and that's it. You don't have to retake a test. You don't have to know anything. I think that's why we get so many assholes on the road that don't know what the hell they're doing
oh yeah,
because there's no
I can
refresher.
testify to that because I got my driver's license in Florida without ever having to go on the road. Like
Whoa.
as a part of as a part of the actual test, they didn't even have me
Yeah.
go on the road. They just took me to this little track that they had in their parking lot, and it was like,
Yeah.
oh, back up for 20 feet, park in
Whoa.
between these cones, do a 3-point turn, accelerate
I
to
didn't
20
even-
miles per hour, and then that was it.
Damn.
But I'm a
Yeah.
good driver though.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
I'm an excellent driver.
Wait, so boys, yeah, it is like the 1970s America, because okay, so like a PhD professor right here who teaches in a well-respected university, his monthly income would be like around $1,000, right? And that is a lot of money,
70.
when it comes to like Pakistan and stuff, right? So that's why I'm rich, right? Because I get my money in dollars, right? So yeah, I'm fucking rich by Pakistan standards. Yeah, but yeah,
That's
I don't know. If I
interesting. That's really
come to
interesting.
America, it's gonna be fucking weird and shit.
Dude,
Yeah.
you can't even get like an apartment for $1,000 a month. Like,
Yeah. Yo, dude, have you guys seen my apartment? It's like fucking big and shit. It's got 4
Yeah, I
rooms.
saw you walking through it yesterday. I was like,
And
damn.
guess what my rent is? It's $350
Come on.
monthly. Right?
That totally
That
up
is my
with
rent.
from 1976.
Yeah. And see, that's why I am fucking living the life here. Right?
Bro.
Fucking, yeah.
He's a
But
PIMP.
of course we don't have freedom of speech and everything, but yeah, which is kind of it's kind of fucked
we
up.
don't have
Yeah, I
that.
can't go out and shit talk any religion or anything. Yo, they fucking kill people, like especially if you're Christian or stuff.
Yeah.
You don't, atheists don't exist in Pakistan, right? We're like an underground group and shit, right? So in my university, we had this professor. He is from MIT, right? His name was Pervez Hoodboy, right? And he was a physics professor and stuff. He used to teach us. We had like an underground meeting circle called Anjumane Kafirane FC, right? What that means is fucking bunch of kafirs. All right, kafir is someone who does not believe in any god, or something, like an atheist or something. So like, which is used as a very, kafir is like, someone who should be punishable by death and shit. So we used to have these what you call it, meetings and stuff with that oh my god, what a guy, dude. What a person. If I'm able to talk to anyone, other than, like, if am like slightly, I know some slight shit and stuff, it is because of that guy, dude. It is fucking amazing. Yeah, the guy was amazing. Yeah, so we used to have these fucking small sessions and shit. And it turns out most of the professors in my university, all of them were atheists, and we didn't even know. Yeah, but
Do
we
you
got to know the.
do you go
Yeah.
to school for free? Like when you go to the university?
No, like, there is government universities, and their fee would be like around like $10 a month or something. Like, that's it. Like that, government, but they're really bad. They're really bad. Right? You can't really,
I mean, they
first of all,
suck
the
here
merit.
too.
Yeah, the
And you have to pay
merit
a
is
lot.
too damn high. Plus the quality of education is like, it sucks ass in the government, because it's a government university, and what I've seen is government can't do anything right. Most of the time teachers don't even show up to the classes and shit, right? And the situation is really bad. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Government
I don't. Yeah,
government
I'm
is
I'm like a
pretty
big
bad
believer
at
of not
things,
paying taxes,
especially
because
our
the
government.
government can't do anything.
Yeah, bro.
That's a
Yeah,
that's a good starting point.
yeah,
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 government really sucks at a lot of stuff, especially our
yeah,
government.
And
yeah. And it's just the medical situation here is kind of like really bad. The government hospitals, there are fucking lines and lines and lines and fucking people in. Yo, I had the experience of going to a government hospital, right, once. Never went there again, right? On one bed, two people were fucking, like two people who are sick and shit, and they have to share a bed, and that is in Lahore, in like the three most developed cities in Pakistan. It's pretty bad. But like, the private healthcare is not that, what you call it, uh, that expensive, right? Like, for example, like last year my father had like had his retina detached and stuff, right? And that operation cost like $1,000, right? But the same operation, I looked it up, like in America would cost like around 25,000
Yeah.
or like 30,000. I was
Dude.
fucking,
Yeah,
my
it would
brain
cost
fried.
like 1K just for like the anesthesia fee, which
Just
is
to walk
Yeah.
into freaking hospital, man. I swear.
yeah.
I had
You
back
guys have it
surgery.
pretty bad with fucking healthcare and stuff. It's
This-
pretty
We
bad.
do.
The second back surgery I had was like, I think it was like $140,000. Yeah. I have 4
Jeez.
screws and 3 metal rods in my lower back, and the
Yeah.
screws, they're big. They're like 2 inches long or so, but like
Yeah.
they cost $5,000 a piece for a screw.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because
then 5 days in
they
the
charge you for
hospital,
like,
I mean,
bruh, it's like playing an EA game. Like they charge you for every part of the surgery. Like like just for a non-invasive procedure I got a couple of years ago. Like the bill had us paying for like the anesthetics and like the stitches and
tongue
then
depressor.
yeah. And it's like, what?
They'll charge you like
Why-
$5 for a little tongue
Why
depressor
why
that
isn't
costs them a
your
penny.
why isn't your shit kind of like affordable and stuff? Like, I feel like it's like,
Because we're corrupt as fuck.
Yeah.
dude,
It
it
is
should be.
awful. Okay, Mr.
I don't think-
Wilson. Like,
So here,
for
I
the
don't
top
say
1%, and they
Yeah.
own like 98% of the wealth in this entire country.
Yeah.
1% of the people.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like they own 98% of the wealth. Now
Yeah.
that is it right there.
It's kind of the same here as well. It's the same everywhere. The
But the
the
propaganda is
wealth
so
gap
good about the
is
United States, though, right? Like it's like
yeah.
I remember talking to you before about the U.S. and you were like, "Oh no, no," and I'm like, "No, I live here." Like it is that bad. It is like that,
Yeah.
because the propaganda is so good that they
Yeah.
make you
Dude,
think that
but like
it's
like
better here than it is.
what can be done about like your healthcare situation? Because it's very bad. Like it's like a essential thing. And as Bernie
It's a
might
human
say it,
right.
he say human right,
We are
human right,
born with the right,
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, but it's kind of really fucked up, dude.
It's super
Like,
fucked up,
yeah,
man.
you guys should
Late-
probably march for that as well.
That's-
And
We do.
this is oh, all right, okay. And then on it already.
Nobody does
Because
propaganda better than the United States.
yeah,
Yeah.
no wonder they're the best country in the world according to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 What do you
Right.
guys think is the best country in the world? Like, what is like according to you guys?
I don't know. There's different places that are good for certain reasons. And there's any place where there's an oppressive government can fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can live your life and not have be impeded by your government is a good place
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned.
I want to
Yeah.
have a
As
good.
long as
I
they're not
want
fucking
to.
imperialists running the show.
I want to be proud of the country that I live in, like I want to be like, yeah, we are, doing
Yeah.
fantastic in all these great ways instead of being number one in every horrible way we can be.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
if I was in a country like Cuba or something like that, I would be mad flexing on everyone. Like, hey yo, what's up? We got this medical system right here. Let's go. You need doctors? No problem, cuz we got you. Like,
Wow.
but
Because Cuba's badass. They're fucking crushing it.
Yeah,
They're like sanctioning
yeah.
these nuts.
like I have my disagreements with Miguel Diaz-Canel, but like at the end of the day, they do have a pretty badass medical system.
Yeah.
Wait,
Thanks.
it's sort of like a slippery slope where you don't want to give the government too much control, but you don't want to fucking take away like regulations and shit as well. Otherwise, these fucking I don't know, companies and shit, they're gonna fuck shit up and stuff.
Yeah,
So it's
that's the
yeah. So
If
it's,
we had
there's-
democracy, then I think we would be okay, but we don't.
I don't think
Yeah.
there's any sweet spot, like the fucking whole capitalist system. Like, although I love it. It's like fucking, it's got a lot of technological, but like it has its problems and shit, right? And it fucks up a
Yeah.
lot of shit,
trying to bring it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the cause
Yeah.
of most of the fucking bad shit on the planet, bro.
But I don't think like, okay, so here's my perspective on it. Like a few years ago, like an iPhone 5 or something, iPhone 6 7 or something, was very difficult for me to buy and stuff. And now our maid, we had a maid. Can you guys fucking believe this shit? We had a maid. She had an iPhone 7. Right? It's like it has brought like some wonders and shit, but like at the same time, there's a lot of cost in it. Like the income inequality that just fucking starts growing and growing and growing and shit. There's a lot of cost involved with it. But at the same time, if you give the government like the whole fucking control and shit, that's kind of fucked up as well.
Yeah. Well,
So
I'm
it's-
for giving neither of them control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down.
Then what are we gonna do? Are we gonna fucking run around naked in the street?
Pitchforks
No
and
government.
That doesn't, what? Sometimes that don't sound too bad.
All right. Okay. Hey,
Down for that too.
I don't wanna.
Shit.
Please don't make me come to America. All right.
You'll
I
love
don't know. Just
He's like, you're gonna strip me and make me run the streets.
yeah. All right. Like my idea from America comes from fucking American Pie movies. Oh, people are fucking naked and shit. You know, like everywhere. Yeah, my horny ass will be like, you know.
I'm like, nope. You go stay with that lucky burrito.
Yeah.
goddamn
Yeah.
Burritonians.
Mm. But you guys got free education, right? Like
No.
up
Hell
till
no.
Oh, up till
No?
through high school, yeah.
High school.
We have
Yeah.
we have it kindergarten through 12th grade. And then after that the colleges cost money.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, and the thing is that what you're taught in school,
Yeah.
you know how Sky put it? She came to us and was like, everything I was taught is a freaking lie.
yeah.
That's pretty.
I mean, are the government schools kind of good in your country? Because here the thing is, our government schools they don't even have chairs, right?
They're
Like
not really
literally,
good
they don't even
here
have
either.
chairs.
They're not
Yeah,
really good
what?
here either. They're not good here either. Unless if you
Really?
live in like a nice rich community,
Yeah.
then the public schools in rich areas will be nice, but then like the public schools in poor areas will be shit.
Oh.
So
Oh.
Like if you live in Seattle and there's all that
Mm.
tech money, chances are you could go to a sweet ass fucking art school or something for fucking you know
Oh.
all kind of cheap college scholarship and stuff if you're good at whatever, you know.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's crazy.
Here it's private school all the way. Like everybody goes to a private school mostly
Like,
because the government
You know, the
schools
beach.
are cheap, but like nobody can learn anything in them because the again the teachers never show up and there aren't even chairs. You know, people sit on the ground and stuff. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
and
Yeah.
how much do
Um,
private schools cost there usually?
private schools. I mean, in terms of dollars, it wouldn't be like it wouldn't sound that much. But like if you're like a citizen of Pakistan and stuff, where your income is not, you know, that much, it is they do cost a lot. Yeah, they cost a lot. Yeah. I mean, I was a Christian,
Can you grab my
right? So I had an advantage, right? Because there are many Catholic and schools here and stuff. So I studied from a Catholic school, right? So for Catholic schools, they charge Muslim people, right? But they don't charge Christian people, right? Because they basically get aid from other like US and other countries and stuff. So they for Christian people in Pakistan and stuff. So back then I was not an atheist, right? I was a Christian, right? It's like, yeah,
shit?
I
I'd
didn't
be a
even care.
Christian too if it means me going to
Yeah.
school for free.
Yeah. My university fee was like around $20 a semester.
what?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's because I was a brilliant student. I had what you call it, a scholarship, and plus I was
Oh,
Christian.
okay.
So it's like fucking yeah, two things together. So I was like, yeah, I basically studied for free, in my university and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm more or less
Nice.
doing that now too, because I have a scholarship as well. But like without the scholarship, I wouldn't be able to go to the school I'm going to because it's fucking
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are
I'm not
you
wearing a
live
tax
in
support
Florida?
dress, Popeye. I live in Florida. Well, my family still lives in Florida. I've lived in South Florida like all my life, but I go to school in Los Angeles. So like during school time, I'm out here in LA, and then but then over the summer and like before I was going to college, I was in Broward County. So yeah.
Mm. I was thinking of learning, you know, film.
I'm not
and
wearing
stuff.
a tax support dress.
Wait.
Popeye usually like watches the streams later because he goes to sleep early, but he said he would stay up because Glory was coming on.
Aw.
Yeah, no, I was like, yeah, it's yeah, I turned off my stream as well. I was like, Glory's coming on.
Everybody
Aw.
get
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yo, I wanna fucking learn film and stuff. Like film and theater probably. But the thing is, I have a PhD in mathematics and physics, like a master's in math. So I don't know how to fucking transition from that to that and stuff.
mean, maybe you
But I
could
probably
teach
wanna fucking
yourself.
go not here in Pakistan, like to America, yeah.
You'd need a
Uh,
scholarship then.
You know what
Yeah.
America means, though?
I mean, I can probably get it. I'm brilliant and yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like
Okay.
the thing is, the thing is, I don't know, like if they'll accept, someone with a background in mathematics and I should actually
They're like he's gonna
wait.
build
I should
some
actually
sort
look
of
for
vision
it.
device and blow up the world.
Yeah, I should actually look for it.
That's what-
Yeah, okay, all right. Thank you so much for helping me out to figure out what I'm gonna do in my life right now. Right. Okay, take care, boys. I'm looking for potential scholarship. Scholarships for yeah.
What
nah,
is
I'm
life
just-
like when everything is a math test? The,
Ooh.
the next
Uh,
Mr. Wilson.
Oh, mathematics is fucking beautiful, dude.
I love math.
It's
Oh my
like
god,
it is.
I am not good at math. I am dyslexic, so I switch all
Yeah.
of it.
I've always been really good at math. So when I got into college, I was able to test out so I could not have to worry about it and studying like
Thank
more
you.
international relations and history stuff. But I've
Yeah.
always loved math.
Yeah.
Yes, Skyla's
I
in,
love math, dude. Math was like my drug of choice. Hey, back in the days, I was like a math junkie. So it was beautiful. Wait, what was it? Yeah, math is so fucking beautiful, boys. I'm telling you guys. Right?
Tell
For
us.
those who think they don't know math, according to Plato, you know math. You already know math. Right? You don't even
If
know
you
that
guys
you know.
don't think math is beautiful, just go to Google or YouTube and look up Mandelbrot sets. They're beautiful. And then next time you get high, watch videos of Mandelbrot
Yeah.
sets. It's fucking
Yeah.
lit.
Yeah, so with Plato, I've been freaking recently going back to my roots and studying philosophy like again and stuff. Like Plato, his view on knowledge was something that is that one can like something to be considered as knowledge is something that one can prove, right, beyond a shadow of a doubt and stuff, right? So like that 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 the proof comes from premises and shit. You take those premises and then you develop new knowledge and shit, and those premises have to be proved as well, right? So it's sort of like an iterative process that comes towards tautologies, and tautologies that are sort of, according to Plato, given to us by the gods, right? So they're like they're innate and shit, right? That's what he's trying to say. But yeah, so math and you don't even know that you know math. Amazing. That
We do
is
all the
fucking
things.
all of you guys fucking know math, right? Yeah. Yeah,
all
it's just
know
that
the
you just
things,
gotta
it's
fucking
all
put
written.
shit together, all right? Start from the tautologies and fucking go to fucking all of that stuff. Math is like something that we already know. I don't know.
We are math.
Wow.
Nicole
Oh,
says,
there's
"I
people in
love
the
Captain-"
chat saying that you cheered them up, Mr. Wilson.
Wait, I cheered you up. Look at my chest here.
Oh my
Right?
God.
Look at this shit. Right? Amazing, right?
It always
Yeah.
comes back to chest hair,
And
guys.
there's like it's not even about the look at this shit. Yeah. Amazing. Okay, no.
It's all about
Right.
chest
This
hair,
is
man.
not wrong channel, right?
So
Wrong-
Skyla, Mr. Wilson, you'll appreciate this. She did like trig in like her was it her junior or her senior year that she was finishing up
Nice.
trig? She is so freaking smart. So she's in her final year of high
Yeah.
school, but she goes to college. So she's gonna graduate high school with a 2-year degree. She wants
Yeah.
to go and get her PhD. So she'll only have 4 years of school outside of school. So
Nice.
yeah, she's freaking she's a smart
Yo,
kid.
tell
She
her
did calculus already, right?
Oh
if
yeah,
she's
I think so.
doing like interested and stuff, like I did my actual degree, I did it from MIT, right? Like I didn't go to MIT, but like I didn't learn anything from my university and stuff, right? Except my one teacher,
Great.
like I used to. There are like open source lectures on MIT, like free of cost on YouTube and shit. So I used to, before the semester, starting and stuff, I used to just fucking go watch these lectures, and then I would not attend any class, right? And still fucking in the mid and finals and shit. So it's like, I learned from MIT. So there are like many open source programs and shit, like
Mr.
knowledge
Wilson
is
the master of
fucking
Slack, man.
knowledge
Math
is
and
fucking
Slack.
there, dude.
Nice.
Knowledge
I
is
do
there,
math for fun too, Nicole. It's like, I don't know if y'all watch what's the game show called, like Countdown or something like that, where they give the numbers game, where they give like 6 numbers and then they give you one big number below all the 6 numbers, and then you have to try to find a way to use the numbers that they gave you above to come up with the big number, and it's fun.
This guy makes me miss my
You look like a turtle right now.
Yo, listen,
crazy.
Nicole, if you live in America, I will be your new boyfriend, all right? You just gotta fucking marry me. I will come to America, all right? I get the green card, all right? And then
Yes.
I,
We'll do. You can do math.
then I'll can be your ex as well.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? VSA, I'm a word person too, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love words. I love languages. Like, yeah, so I'm a word person too. I'm like an all around nerd. So
Yeah.
We like that about you, Glory.
Aw.
I reading some fucking Chomsky and stuff, and the dude was saying that language is sort of has like a innate what you call it I'm too sleep has like an innate logic to it and shit, like just to add to the conversation of maths being innately in us. I think it's not math being in it, it's like, language, that has some innate logic of the tautologies and stuff, that that comes from language and shit. And I feel like language is really fucking important. It's like a fucking egg. It's the root of all fucking logic and shit. And
Yeah.
I'm fucking now getting sleepy.
Well,
Yeah,
they
I
say
just
math is the language of science.
Yeah, math is the language of science. Yes.
Music
Yo,
is
quick
the
question
language
to
of math.
everyone: is math discovered? All right, this is not. I don't even know the answer. Like nobody knows the answer to that. Is math discovered or invented?
No, it's
Like that is a
part of
very,
us, just like music.
Yeah, it's in nature, right?
Yeah.
You see it in nature. You can see it like in everything. Everything
Yeah.
is
Hey,
it's like that
Because
sacred
it's like
geometry.
everything can come with like a quantity.
like if it is discovered, then we might as well be living in a simulation. From that, like if mathematics is sort of like the building blocks of and stuff is getting discovered, then there is like already a a simulated universe and stuff. So we could be living in a fucking simulation, like from math being discovered. Like if it is invented, then we can say, it's not like. So this is actually the core question going on in physics right now as well. Math fucking like the theoretical one, like not towards the experimental part and shit. It's more towards, is math discovered or is it invented and shit. And I feel like if it is discovered, then the whole structure of the universe,
You want to say hi?
it could be considered as made by made sort of like a simulation and stuff.
We have a buddy.
So wait, oh,
Aw,
a cat.
That's not Leo. That's a kitty
Oh my God.
cat.
Oh,
Aw.
Leo looks like a cat now. What the hell?
Aw.
This
Did
is
you change
Everett.
Leo's
Is
clothes?
he gonna react if he hears the? Oh, the ears perked up a bit.
It's Mona. Oh my God, Mona, you are alive.
Mona!
Fuck, Mona. Holy shit! I was what the
Mona!
fuck is Mona?
Mona, do you want
Yo.
to join us, Mona? We can.
Oh my
we will
God!
give
me,
you a
Mona,
link
and
if you
Wilson
want
in the
to.
same setting was the
Oh
last time this
my God,
happened.
Mona. Oh my God, it's Mona.
Mona!
You know how long I have waited for you, Mona. Whenever I go to sleep, I go like Mona. Mona. It's like whenever I wake up, I'm like, oh my God, where is Mona? Oh, what the fuck? It's a word without Mona. Dude, how have you been? Holy shit. Wow. All right. Okay, that was a warm welcome.
All right,
Oh,
Mona,
Mona's
if you
talking
want a
with
link, I freaking have a link.
Mona's talking with
Popeye, but you
J-Tech.
cook. Cooking has a lot of math in it.
Yeah. Or well, no, you
Yeah.
know what? To be fair, sometimes
Chemistry.
I eyeball. It's more chemistry because I eyeball
Yeah.
a ton of shit when I cook.
Here's Leo.
Yeah.
Leo,
Oh,
Leo,
What's Glory doing?
Leo, you looked like a cat before.
Leo,
What
look
the
at
fuck
the little
happened?
squeaky pig. Leo.
Oh.
All right, Steve's gonna go up to bed, guys. Say goodnight to Steve.
Night,
sounds
Steve.
Good night, Steve.
All right, you want to
I
take
want to
Leo?
stroke your beard. I think.
You can rub my
I don't
beard.
know.
If you teach me how to do fission.
Leo is like
Yeah.
running away. He's like, "Oh, Papa's going to
I know how
bed."
to make a bomb. Wait. I randomly
What?
make- Okay. Let's talk about love or something. Can love be taught? What is love? Oh my God.
Baby, don't hurt me.
Let's go
Don't
into the
hurt
fucking
me.
teenage fucking, is love a choice or is it is love a choice? Is love a choice?
I don't know. That's a.
I don't think it is.
I don't think so. Because sometimes you can't help it but to love
Yeah.
something or somebody.
Like
I
at
think
the end of the
unless
day,
you're a
it's just chemical reactions in
sociopath,
your
right, or a
brain.
psychopath.
Yeah.
If you're a sociopath,
Yeah.
I mean,
But I
that's
do
probably
know that
why,
I
like,
am in
getting
love with
over-
Nicole, right? I love you, Nicole, right? I'm gonna confess my love to you. Wait, I hope Sylvia's not watching. I love you, right? I cannot live without you. Right?
Yeah.
I will paint my body red for you.
Yeah, I don't think you can choose to love someone. I mean, that's why
Yeah.
people have hard times getting over exes and they'll get like depressed and stuff because like they
your
can't
heart will hurt.
because they can't
Yeah.
you can't choose to like stop loving someone. Like, oh, you're not dating me anymore. Okay, I'm not gonna love you anymore. Like,
Why
nah,
do
it
we
doesn't
fucking
work like
blame the
that.
heart though? The heart just fucking pumps blood and shit. It doesn't even like it's a very weird thing. My heart hurts and stuff.
Oh,
But like, does the blood in your body stop pumping when you lose someone? I don't think. I think you're still alive and stuff. So why do we fucking blame the heart? Fucking blame the brain. Blame. Oh my God, this was a very fucking profound thing that I just said. If you
I
guys look
guess-
into the depth of this,
I mean,
yeah.
I guess because the heart is so important, and it's like, because it's like how you live. Like, I think
Yeah,
because
but
it's so important,
that's what I'm trying to
people-
say. Right?
Well,
The
that's
heart
because when you
keeps-
think of like the animated heart, it's actually
Yeah.
like two separate hearts joined together,
Yeah.
and then that's what you would call love. Like,
Yeah.
two
What I'm
hearts
trying to
joined
say
together.
is, when you lose a person and stuff, and then you're like really hung up over them and shit, and your heart aches, The thing is, you will live, right? That's what I'm trying to say. The heart will still keep on beating. Why are you fucking blaming your heart and shit?
I
It's
know
if
people
you're
that,
in
die of a
emotional
broken
pain.
heart, though. Like, how does that
Yeah,
fit in?
yeah.
Well, I mean, I
Wait.
think it does actually happen with like old people where if
Oh,
one part where like say you're both like 95 or something and then your
yeah.
partner dies, then like you probably then like usually 3 or 4 years after then the
They're
other
supposed
person
to die
dies.
3 or 4 years after, man. Come on, dude. I mean, they're old and stuff. Old people are supposed to die. Hey, wait. It's not a good thing to say. Probably. Old people are supposed to die, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we get what you're saying. We get what you're saying.
We're all
yeah,
gonna die, but
yeah.
I
We're all
mean,
gonna die. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, like my grandfather, when he died, his wife died within 24 hours of him.
Aww.
Oh, whoa.
It can
That is.
happen.
Yo, I remember my grandfather. He died actually in my hands and stuff. Right.
Aww.
I was taking him to the hospital and stuff. We didn't call the ambulance because we were like, we were taking him on the car and stuff because ambulance was gonna take time and shit. And I still remember his last words to me, and this thing, and what he said to me was, and then he died.
Oh,
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god, okay, I'm going to
Aw.
hell. I am going to hell. Oh fuck, I am going to hell. Alright, okay. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
So
oh
bad.
my. Yeah.
This
Why
was
I
too
call you
dark.
my
This was too dark.
Well,
inappropriate
I guess to kind of
Pakistani.
lighten it up a bit, Omar said people talk about the heart because you feel emotions in your stomach area, hence the expression butterflies in your stomach or fire in the belly. Yeah. Like
No,
you get
you don't.
butterflies.
You don't. You
No,
feel
you
emotions
get
in the fucking brain.
no, you feel it
Like
in your stomach because you get butterflies in your stomach
you
sometimes.
just
Like
have gas, right? That's not love.
no, but no,
Do
because
not get him started on
because like
gas.
say a message from someone you really like pops up, you're like,
Yeah.
like that. Then you get that feeling, like, yeah, that's butterflies in
But
your
make
stomach.
sure you didn't eat something spicy before that, because
Did you
Yeah,
see what Popeye said?
if something happens to your fucking stomach and
yeah, but
it's
like,
just
there's the
gas,
difference between like, oh, I gotta go shit stomach, and like, oh my
Yo,
god, he just messaged me. Like
hey,
butterflies in your
listen.
stomach.
You know what that is? Every single thing that like movement and everything is controlled by your neurons and stuff, right? And stuff. It is all the brain and shit. So I used to, it comes from the Matrix and shit, like, right. So if you look at this marker, right, like, now if I'm sitting here, right, and my brain, there are impulses going to my brain saying that I'm sitting in front of the Eiffel Tower, right? I will see the Eiffel Tower, right? So
Yeah.
it's just
But then it
whatever.
comes from your brain, but the
Yeah,
effects are like, you're seeing, so the effects are on your eyes in that instance, or like, yeah, like what Omar said, like it sends like hormones to you to get like, horny and be like, oh my god, they texted me or something like that.
I guess. All right, I'll let you win that one. All right.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now love me. All right.
Nah, that's
Yeah,
Nicole's job.
yeah. Oh, Nicole, I love you. I still love you. All right. I'm not kidding. All right.
Yeah, you guys after don't do it now because we don't want you to
Right,
leave. But
right,
after you
okay.
gotta go subscribe over to Mr.
Yeah.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Then
Wait.
work
Oh
out.
yeah, I have a channel as well. If you guys wanna,
Yes.
Yeah, he's
It's
got
the
like
thing right
60,
come and
there,
subscribe
he's got like
and shit.
60K on there.
Dude, nobody fucking watches
Yeah,
out of
that's
that
true.
60K. Yeah,
I was
it's
about
it's
to
fucking
say.
dead. It's a dead channel,
I
But
was
if
about to say
Nicole,
he's got like 60K subs, but like
I
20
if
know,
people
what the
watch
Nicole
hell?
is on that channel, then it is. I don't need the other 60K people. Right? They are done for. Right? Yeah, yeah. I also have a YouTube channel. Let's YouTube stalk each other. All right. Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah,
Hey,
everybody, you
hey,
guys should drop your
YouTube stalk
channel
each other.
links and everything in the description.
Oh
Cause
yeah.
I like to subscribe to people even if they only have a couple. Cause you never
Yeah.
know. when somebody might really start putting content up.
I
And it's
like
awesome because
to.
you get to see people kind of like behind the scenes of like, just around in the chats and stuff. That's why I love doing this with you guys. It's
I
fun,
like to.
just to come on and talk about whatever we want.
I'm too poor to have a teacher. I'm a teacher. Ah, damn it.
Aw.
Hey, you're not poor, right? You are a teacher, right? You've got knowledge, right? Yeah.
Dude,
Huh?
Snork is freaking brilliant. He melts my brain. I'm completely serious about
Yeah.
that.
You
Oh
got
my
knowledge,
god.
Knowledge might not put food on the table, but you got knowledge, It just
They can't
like,
take that away from you.
yeah.
They can never take those skills away.
They can
They
never
can't take your
take that.
knowledge away.
That is, yeah. Rise,
yes.
right? All rise for Snork Y2K, right? All rise. Wait, that is not the right rising thing. Right. My phone won't let me stream, and I go through. Oh, wait. Right. Okay.
Oh, you
Wait.
have to have so many subscribers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think that might be it. I think you can like upload videos though, or actually, well, I know you can because I upload like unlisted shit sometimes, so I can save it and then upload it later as like clips on Twitter for a protest, or like sometimes when I write on Hive, I'll like upload it as unlisted so I can embed the video into my article. Yeah. But yeah, you can upload stuff. I just don't think you can go live until you hit a certain number of subs.
Yeah, I think it's 1,000, right? It's 1,000.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
No, you can go live, but the thing is,
it can't be
not on mobile. For mobile, you
It
have
has
to
be
have
like on the computer.
yeah.
Even
For
my
mobile, you have to
iPad
have
is considered
10,000.
mobile.
Yeah. Oishuo, Mr. Wilson. Oishuo glory. What does that mean?
Oh, OCO.
Oh, yeah.
Oishuo.
It means hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Wait, what language is that?
That is Cherokee.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
It's
But like, whoa.
it's a Native American tribe here in the States.
Okay.
I forget where exactly they're located, and I don't want to mess it up, so I apologize.
Well, here we can do that and that.
I mean, I'm gonna stalk Nicole her. Wait. Oh wait, I said that out loud. Oh no. Right. Okay.
Lucky just puts the whole ass StreamYard link in the chat.
Oh yeah, I open it up. I'm like, you guys want to come on and hang out? They all gotta come on. Snork's gonna be coming on. Like, Yona comes on all the time. Choosy is gonna come on.
Yes.
I would love to see that.
Media. I can't wait for Free the Truth next week. Actually, I'm not. The only reason why I'm not looking forward to Free the Truth next week is because I know that we'll have to talk about the decision and the Assange and whether the UK High Court allows the appeal of from Julian's legal team on his case. So because of that, I'm not looking forward to having to report on that because I just don't like those news. But yes, Free the Truth is on KRTD Media Thursdays at 4 p.m. East Coast time because, yeah, and it's me and Misty, and we talk about political prisoners and whistleblowers and persecuted journalists. Yes, really hoping for good news this time. But honestly, there's not really much good news that can come from Monday unless if the case is outright being dropped. So yeah. Someone else is hopping.
Here we go.
Woo!
The Yona, who's always stoned.
Oh yeah, that was funny. Like I was catching Steve the other morning, and like he had just started the show, and like Gomez is like honking, and you know how he like snorts and everything.
Look at this.
And oh, what up, Snort?
I
and
love
like And Steve looks down and he's like, well, I see Jonas in the chat and I know he's already high. And I'm like, oh my God, how does everybody already know I'm always high? Like my reputation precedes me, but that's good. Mr. Wilson inspires me on the keyboard. I got to say, you know, I don't know if I would be able to keep up with like chat comments and work that into the music the way he does. He's got a real skill with that, you know.
Yeah.
I just have to wonder if he's ever played the actual game of cricket.
Cricket? Yeah, I have, dude. I am a cricket. I don't know. Like my I have a record, right? I got hit. I used to be a baller, right? I got hit
Wait, you
for
have a
seven
record?
sixes, right?
Ooh.
In an
Wow.
over.
Okay,
One
Wilson.
was a no ball, right? So
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that the shitbag president of Pakistan, Imran Khan, his claim to fame is that he's just a bloody cricketer. So you should challenge him to a fucking cricket match. You will kick his ass, Mr. Wilson.
Mona, you
And I-
can welcome anytime.
I don't
Anytime.
know.
Yeah, Mona, if you want to hop in now, Lucky put the link in the chat if you can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, and earlier when Glory was talking about free Julian Assange, and then you were like, "Hey, I could go down to the embassy in in Pakistan," and I mean, I think there's diplomatic mission in Lahore as well, because Lahore used to be a capital of Pakistan. It's like
but it's
traditional,
not anymore.
but now
It's
it's
not
moved
anymore.
to Islamabad.
Islamabad, yeah.
Bye,
Yeah.
Mona.
Yeah.
But
Snork.
that'd be so
How
cool
are
if you could do that in
you?
Pakistan. The more solidarity we can have across the world for trying to put
but
pressure
the
to
thing
free,
is,
Julian
I already
Assange.
helped 3 Korean people escape, and I am fucking scared. I had to hire a lawyer, right? So that's
Like, he's serious. It really happened.
Like it actually really happened. Yeah, and you guys don't know about the story, right? Lucky, have you told them?
No,
Yeah.
I haven't told him the
Yeah.
whole story.
So basically there was this guy. He was holding 3 like a mother and her 2 daughters. He was holding them captive and stuff, right? And they had a good interaction with my mother and stuff, right? So they actually
Alright.
escaped from the house and shit, and then they came to our house, because my mother had like a good interaction with them. So the guy actually never let them meet anyone and stuff. So by chance we met them, my mother and stuff. So they came here and we just kept them in the house for like a day. And then I booked like an Uber from here to Islamabad for the Korean embassy and stuff. And that guy is like fucking rich and powerful and shit. So then he was harassing us and shit, because it's because like if he probably knew that someone would help them go to the embassy, he would have stopped it and shit, right? So but I don't know, we fucking came in the way and we just let him. Yeah, but now thanks to you guys, like the ones that watch my stream and stuff, and like I was able to pay for the lawyer and shit, so it was right now I think we're scot free and stuff. Yeah, but it was a terrible situation, dude.
No,
And you
were
got
they,
a cat out of it, right? You got a cat
were
Yeah,
they
I got a cat out of it.
that's afraid
Whoa.
of you.
Yeah.
were they going back to Seoul? Were they going
they-
back to Seoul in Korea?
Yeah, I think they're going back to Seoul. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about like
Aw.
where they're going and stuff. I just did a good deed of fucking. They didn't have any money, any phone or anything. They just came and stayed here for like a day and shit. And
Now, see, when I was in California, in the Army, I was stationed at a place called the Presidio, which is next to Cannery Row in like
Yeah.
Monterey Bay, like next to Pacific Grove. and like I got to be a caddy. They have this golf course there called Pebble Beach, and there's this pro-am golf tournament there called the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, where they have like Hollywood people and other people go out there and golf and stuff. But that's where I got to learn Arabic as a Cherokee code talker, And when I was out there, my bass player Alex Ferguson, he was actually from San Diego, but he was half Korean. And so I started learning Korean from him, and I learned how to read the Korean script. And like he made kimchi, which is like a hot cabbage type dish.
I'm sorry, but when you said
awesome
Alex Ferguson, I got a little gassed there because I was like, Sir Alex Ferguson, the legendary manager of Man United. But then I was like, oh no.
No, he's a really, really good bass player, though. He could do that slap bass like Les Claypool of Primus. It was really cool. But I mean, this is back in 93 and 94, like when we were jamming out and we played at Santa Cruz Music Festival. So, I got to spend a little bit of time in California, but that was a long time ago, but I miss it, I really like the weather out in California. And we got to go down the PCH, which is the Pacific Coast Highway.
Yes, it's so
from
pretty.
Monterey through a place called Big Sur.
I did the same drive with my family once. It's really pretty.
God, it's so
we stopped
pretty.
at a place. Like somewhere in Central California on the way down from Monterey, and because there was like a landing ground for elephant seals, because they were like shedding their skin and like they were coming up there, and it was so cool. And I was like,
they're cute. They've also got those sea otters. If you've ever seen the sea otters, like they have this huge,
if I can,
aquarium in Monterey Bay Aquarium.
I have to go and stuff, right?
Yeah, you've been up like a long time.
Yeah, I was like, I should just join and stuff, but I gotta go and stuff. So
I have one question for you, Mr. Wilson. Have you ever heard of a musician by the name of Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, who makes Qawwali music? I really like the Qawwali music.
Yeah, well, Qawwali and like our Eastern classical music, I am trained in that. I know how to play the sitar and
you're supposed to
tabla
play
and everything as well.
For me.
Yeah, so I'm actually like my original music education is like more towards like Eastern music and stuff. So
we'll have to jam out sometimes with my instruments. We'll jam out, make music together.
Yeah,
right?
we can do that. Yeah,
inshallah.
So,
inshallah.
One thing about Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, he's sort of like what you call it, sort of like a pop Qawwali guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There are like like niche Qawwali people and stuff. They are like very, they're very, but like obviously Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, he's acclaimed for his stuff because he was kind of like really popular and shit. Yeah, but
well, he got popularized because there is a famous music producer from Los Angeles, California, named Rick Rubin, who included Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan on the motion picture soundtrack for Woody Harrelson was in the movie, and it was a Quentin Tarantino thing. Anyways, Quentin Tarantino and Woody Harrelson was the lead character, and what was the other girl's name? Anyways, it was major production there. I mean, that's right before Rick Rubin worked with Johnny Cash and made that Johnny Cash album where, like, it's one of the last albums Johnny Cash made where he's covering other artists like 9 Inch Nails, Hurt, and he does Beck, and so because Rick Rubin was working with Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, That opened up all kinds of doors, and Fatih Ali Khan started getting all kinds of radio play in the United States because of that. And then the Knight Rider Bhangra remix came out, and Bhangra, really kind of took off. And also, there's been a little bit of spread of the Bollywood type music and culture. So there's a little bit, not as much as some other places, but it's a new development, and I like to see it. Because there's a huge population of Pakistanis already in the United States.
Yeah. All right. Well, boys, I need to go. It was really fun chatting with Glory and all of you guys. And wait, is that Snork?
Yes.
Wait, you didn't even say anything, Snork. How are you doing? How are you doing?
This is where all the
you're muted. You're muted. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I didn't want to talk over anyone. You guys had a conversation.
All right. Okay. Take care, Snow. And you got a cool beard, right? You got cool hair, right? And everybody, take care, right? I love you guys.
Love you.
Love you.
Yeah.
Masalama.
I actually gotta hop off too here.
So.
You gotta go.
Yeah, I have. I should probably get to bed because tomorrow I'm gonna try and cover a big rally that's a big anti-mandate rally that's supposed to happen in Santa Monica. So I'm trying to get there. It's not certain, but I'm gonna try and get there and cover it and try to talk about Assange and all kinds of shit to some people. I'll plug my shit first though, so it's like a proper outro.
Oh yeah, absolutely plug it.
I'm Glory. I'm on the ground and around. I'm on Twitter. If you search Glory Jones, I'll come up with a hashtag free Assange next to it. Oh God, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm on Sloan Newsday. We have a show this Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. We'll be with the dude from In This Together. I forgot his name. I'm sorry, but it's going to be a good conversation. For all updates in Commander X's case, you can check out at @freecommanderx_ on Twitter. That's going to have all the updates there.
And make sure you write him a letter.
Yes, please write him a letter. You can find the information there on his on the social media page at @freecommanderx_ on Twitter. Find all of the information there. And then also I have a Hive blog. It's at Zero Eclipse with 2 E's at the end. I write stuff on there sometimes, occasionally. And and then last but certainly not least, on this here platform, KRTD Media, I host Free the Truth with Comrade Misty Thursdays at 4 p.m. East Coast time, where we talk about political prisoners, whistleblowers, and persecuted journalists and persecuted activists and the like, just to spread the word on that. And
Oh, Glory!
Yeah,
Everyone is
I caught the last one you did, Glory. It was totally lit. The one that you did with Misty last Thursday. But I got to wish you Jatax Steve. Many safe travels there. And
thank you.
More people may know you more famously as the better than your co-host of Slowness.
Yeah.
I know I missed the call-in on Fridays, so you're just gonna have to come in and hang out whenever you want. Like if I'm live, Glory, you're welcome. You just come in, you just let me know, and I'll give you the link.
Totally. If I'm up, I'll definitely hit you up. Yeah.
People don't agree with me. I'm like, hey, come on the stream then. Let's talk.
That's the way to be. That is the way to be. All right. Much love, y'all. Peace.
Namaste. Thank you for coming on. Yay. All right.
Awesome.
I want to put us back to Van there. So Snork.
Sorry I popped in so late there. I had stuff to get done, and like I said, I'm a teacher. They pay us for 8 hours, but we're basically on call like all day, all night. And I've been sick for a week. You might even hear a little bit in my voice. And been sleeping 14 hours a day, which haven't been getting much done.
Yeah, I'm getting over that same thing happening.
I don't know if it was COVID or not. I didn't even bother taking the test this time.
I'm not taking a freaking test. I lost my smell and my taste. I was like, oh yeah, yep. It's the weirdest thing though. I've never had such a linear cold or whatever it is where, Skylar caught it first and she starts having these symptoms and then I start developing, and it's like it's all in order. It's the weirdest. I've never had a cold like that. It's like I knew what symptom was coming next because Skyla had it and then it would go away, and that it's so weird.
Same thing happened here. But
did I hear you say that you're a teacher, Snorky?
yeah, I teach.
What subjects?
Engineering and automation.
Snork is a freaking smart ass dude. Like,
wow.
At a small college.
My parents, when they founded the family business Anselm Associates Incorporated, because my dad had worked as a consulting engineer for Arthur Young after he got his master's in electrical engineering from Stanford in 1967 there from Palo Alto. And he specialized in automation. And probably the two biggest projects I can remember Mom and Dad working on was when we lived in Grosse Pointe Park, Michigan, which is the nice suburb of Detroit, Michigan. And Dad was doing a project for Mr. I got to think of the guy's name. It was Lee Iacocca, I think was Lee Iacocca. It was the Chrysler plant. And he designed a high pressure water system that was automated with the line to cut the metal quarter panel pieces out and to cut out the steel using high pressure water jet because prior to that time they were cutting with welding torches and had to be sanded. And so by cutting with the water, and it was an automated process, and it could cut with 3 different jets at the same time, so it was a beveled edge, and then they didn't have to go back, and it didn't have to be reworked, and so it was faster. And then the other thing was, I remember my mom flying back and forth to a place, I think it was Fond du Lac in Wisconsin, with the Fisher Bacon Company, and they also worked in Louisville at the Bluegrass Industrial Park, and that was the automation program when it was in 1985, because I mean we had the Osborne 1, we had the Commodore 64, we had the Apple IIe. I mean, growing up, we had every single first iteration of these computers. And like for those that don't know, the Osborne 1, I'm pretty sure is the first. Well, it was considered a portable computer, but I mean it was like a little 3-inch green screen and big yellow case, and thing weighed like it's like carrying around an ammo box or something, and they designed this bacon slicer with the sensor on it, and it was able to slice a pound per second, and so it could go through an entire side of bacon, which comes off the hook and goes on the conveyor, and getting it all to line up. And my dad was working on the mechanics of the conveyors and everything, and then my mom's sitting there writing the code and everything. And so when I went to college for the first time between 6th and 7th grade at Bowling Green, Kentucky, Western Kentucky University, I actually got to, that's really the only time in my life I ever was kind of on a track to learn code, because I was learning Pascal and Fortran and writing stuff in BASIC. And I mean, that's like almost 30 years ago, I guess. Well, no, longer than that. 35 years ago, 40 years ago. But, as a land surveyor and a draftsman and a cartographer, I've gone from manual drafting to, CAD drafting and stuff like that. But I never really did any automation and stuff like that. It just shocks me with all the young kids I work with now. And just to torment them, I keep writing everything in cursive because none of them can read cursive. It just, oh
Snork,
dear.
you have to tell your pencil story.
Yeah,
I love that story.
Oh dear. Every year they're dumber, Snork. Every year they're dumber. But what am I telling you that you don't see?
I ask a few questions every year to see what's shifting. And this year I had people, or a few students, not know what a pencil was. And the ones that knew, many of them called them boomer sticks because they were something they'd find in their grandparents' drawers.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh my God.
I've shared that before. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. And didn't you have to go sharpen? Like, you had to go find a sharpener, right?
Yes. The department secretary gave us a sharpener on the wall. And because I was joking about putting on the test, how do you make it work?
The funniest thing,
like, I have so many pencils in my house, you know, like being an artist, I have a million pencils and all the stuff. Yeah.
But the one that surprised me most was somebody that didn't know how to open a door. Must have spent their entire life where the doors open for them.
Wow.
Like automatic doors. And I was going to the cafeteria and a student stopped and I saw the confused look. What do I do? What do I do? And I reached over and pulled open the door and the student was just like, I'm like, who hasn't opened a door?
Oh my God. So my nephew comes over, before we moved in here. So it was about 8 months ago at the old place. And I had a landline phone with a cord, and nephew comes over and the phone rings and he answers the phone, but he's sitting there fiddling around and he just goes to walk off with the phone. And of course, what happens after he gets about 10 feet and he runs out of cord, right? Snork. All of a sudden the phone just snatches right out of his hand and goes to the floor and he's looking around. He's like, what the hell happened to the phone? I was like, the phone's on a cord. It's attached. Oh, wow. And so he just unplugs and I'm like, no, it won't work now. That's not a recharger cord, but.
Oh my God, he thought it was a chargeable plug for the freaking phone.
If you've never, ever used a landline phone in your entire life, I mean, I guess, just things I take for granted. But I mean, I was born when Richard Nixon was president. So, God, I'm getting old.
I was born when Eisenhower was president.
All right. You got me beat.
But I had, this is probably over 20 years ago, our dial tone wasn't present. And I called the phone company for help. And before touch tone, there was another system where we dialed by, and then there'd be click, 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 click.
Right.
And if you duplicated those clicks by hitting the switch hook, you could dial your phone. So I dialed 0, which is 10 clicks. And they were like, how did you call us? Their people had forgotten. And so I encounter a lot. So I don't take anything for granted anymore. I start with basics and work up.
What school do you teach at?
Oh, I wouldn't want to name it on here.
Oh, okay.
No, he's
but it's in the United States.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
So, but like a full blown university, not like a.
No, I'm teaching at a small community college.
Oh, cool. Well, that's enough. I'm not trying to pry, because see, my degree is to be a teacher, and I actually got to teach for 2 years down in Ecuador recently, in 2017 and 2018. It was an absolute thrill, getting to teach English down there, and where I really got to have fun with it, particularly was there was always like a recreational module. And, I would ask for feedback, is there, you guys want to do a board game or this or that? And they always wanted to learn either cuss words in English, or they wanted to hear my hillbilly accent, and they wanted to learn hillbilly English. And I was always hesitant to teach them hillbilly English. I was like, listen, I mean, you guys have this huge Ecuadorian community in Corona and Queens. You know, like there's Ecuadorians all over New York City, tri-state area. And I'm like, I can't send any of you guys up there, you know, with I don't know what would happen, you know, if you get off the MTA, you know, like on 6th Avenue or something in Broadway, and you're like, howdy. That's really going to throw people off.
I had to teach a little bit when I was in Chicago. To get your grad degree, you have got to do some teaching. So, you know, you're not the main teacher. You're just basically the grad assistant. And I had to teach. And one of the problems I have is I'm from the town where they used to send, I mean, right now I have a cold. But I'm from the town where they used to send people to learn how to speak like a weatherman.
Yeah. Midwestern accent.
The exact place where, like, there was a school that actually taught people how to speak like us. And they were weathermen.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's what I aspire to use normally in everyday conversation. What I call my radio voice, radio English.
But I had to teach in the urban Chicago students.
Yeah.
And well, they're still college students, but they came to our college. And when I started talking about stuff, they hit the floor laughing. I got, that man talks like a weatherman. And then once she said that, the rest of the class just kept dying when I'd talk. And then it's just common that people ask if I'm a weatherman or a teacher. And I really haven't been teaching very long. My father was ill. I moved out to Iowa. I didn't want to take a job with a company that was going to be shut down and move to some other country in a few years. And I thought, well, I'm teaching and stay local, and I will take a job as a teacher. And but my kids, when they were younger, I designed some computer factories, and I would get invited to, like, if a new board was released or something, go to the opening, and I would usually get one for either free or like a very small cost. So it was constantly building new computers with the new technology. When I build the new computers, the rest of the family would all trade down one on my computers. We had so many in the house that my kids would have LAN games with their friends before really internet was popular. We had a gigabit internet in the house, and we were able to have high-speed games. So we basically have computers in about every room of the house, all the outlets full, and kids playing games with each other.
Skyla's building one right now. I should have her talk to you, Snork, about what she's got, because you know that I am not. I am technology challenged. We've had many conversations. I'm like, what?
You'll be happy to know, Snork, that I finally upgraded this compact Presario from pre-HP merger. So it's 2000 or 2001 compact Presario, and I finally put Windows 7 on it a few years ago because it was on XP.
Did you say it was smoking?
No, it was on Windows XP when I bought it, and I moved it up to Windows 7, which is still like, when did Windows 7 come out? I don't know, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago?
More than 5 years ago.
I mean, my computer's like 20 years old. Because something goes wrong in it, and I just fix it, Why get a brand new desktop? If the fan goes out, fix the fan. If I need a new board, I'll put a new board in it. There you go.
Oh, Nicole, I'm sorry it didn't work.
I believe in right to repair, Snork.
Kate says she's still using DOS.
Ah, MS-DOS. Oh, no.
Is that too bright?
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
No. Touch my fingers. And went off. My computer, I guess it's too much light up there.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to share anything on here. Oh, there we go.
I've seen some of Snork's art. It's freaking crazy. It's really cool. Because it's not like what you would think, for art.
Not really art.
Oh, no, it is. It is so cool.
It's a more of a drawing.
Oh, it's definitely art. I can already tell it's art. I used to say that my maps are just maps, but I go back and look at the different plat maps and property maps and, architectural plans, or I guess some people would call them blueprints. A lot of people just call all of them blueprints because they're large scale, D size paper, 24 by 36 sheets of paper, generally speaking. But, I look back at it now. But I was always pushing the edge with the software. And, we started out with the daisy wheel pen plotter and the IBM PC and the 5 1/4 floppies. And I remember Bruce Carlson came down to our office. It was 1987, I think. And he was actually on our machine personally debugging the glitches in his Surveyor 1 program that he'd written, where we could do our coordinate geometry from our land surveying. Because you go out and you find pins and pipes and fence lines. You measure all these things with the instruments and would write the notes down in the field book and come back and enter them in this MS-DOS program with MS-DOS prompts, and then it would then control the pen plotter and actually plot the map for you accurately. And so, it was cutting edge at the time. And Bruce Carlson, then founded his company, Carlson Software, which is now one of the largest surveying or engineering software companies on planet Earth. And yet Anselmo's Engineering is still customer number 37. We knew him when it was just him and his little Dodge Colt, buddy. Way back when. The memories. Now computing is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. But I feel like computing has turned most professions into
wow.
Wow, that's so cool looking.
Yeah, it's what about 20? Can't remember. It's 24 or 28 inches tall.
It's like they're just dumbed down. Like the last major project I worked on in surveying about 5 years ago, I had this guy with me who had just gotten his bachelor's degree in surveying, but he hadn't got his license yet. I got my permit in 1998 and then full licensure thereafter. And so this was in 2016. And so we go to meet the farmer out in the field. And there's this beautiful knoll with some oak trees that rises up, and it's got corn trees and cornfield all around it. And there's a little passway going to the knoll between the corn rows there. And he's like, well, my granddaughter has bought a trailer and wants to put a trailer up on the knoll there, and gonna leave her easement down this lane here from the Blacktop County Road back to this knoll. But her lot's just going to be the knoll, you know, and I want it squared off like 2 acres. But I want it to be a perfect square, and then I'll write her out a ingress egress easement to get to it and stuff. So get out there, guys, here with me. And so the farmer's, he's got 4 flags in his hand. He's like, so can you tell me roughly how wide, how deep that's going to be? Is it going to be 2 acres? Because it's got to be so much for the mortgage and the finance from the bank, you know, all the stuff. So I looked to the kid to my right here. You know, I'm at that time, I don't know, I'm 44, but he's like, you know, 21, 22, I think. And sharp kid, you know, he's got handheld GPS, all you know, all the latest gadgets and stuff. And so the farmer hands him the flags, and he's like, it's like just pace off. You know, he wants about 2 acres, so just pace off a 2-acre square real quick. He's like, oh, okay. So he turns around, and he's heading back to the truck. I'm like, well, where are you going? It's like, well, I'm going to put in some coordinates. And it's like, no, just pace it off, man. I was like, here, just give me the flags. And follow along. I was like, if you want 2 acres, that's going to be 20 square chains, right? And so the easiest way to pace off 20 square chains is to just run 4 chains wide by 5 chains deep. 4 times 5 is 20. And 20 divided by 10 is 2. There's 10 square chains to the acre. This is simple math, son. You can do it in your head. And 4 chains wide is, you know, 16 poles, 264 feet. 5 chains deep is 330 foot deep. So, you know, pace 110 deep. And then you're going to pace, let's see. Anyways, you just pace it off real quick.
The other way is tell the person wear a white shirt and walk out.
Yeah. But anyway, you know, anyways, I just stuck the flags there, and he looked at it. He's like, no, go ahead and run it to the foot of the hill. And so, you know, add it back there. Well, how big is that going to be roughly? It's like, well, now you're looking at 2 1/4 acres. Oh, okay. I was like, so this is roughly where you want it. I was like, well, we're going to make it perfectly at 2 1/4 acres. We'll make sure it's absolutely square corners, and then we'll mark off the passway and everything. And I mean, just the moral of the story was, you know, that, I mean, it just, when I learned colonial surveying from my granddad, there was no computers. The only computer that my granddad had, he rode in a little leather sheath on his belt, and it was a slide rule, so he could do logarithmic calculations. But I mean, granddad did the square roots in his head anytime he had to do some Pythagorean triangulation from latitude and departure. But because I learned in latitude and departure, and then I could sit there and break down the calls at the end of the traverse in the field and make sure we didn't have a closure error, make sure we didn't have a bad turning point or any bad angles. And I mean, I couldn't imagine any of these. I couldn't even imagine a master's degree graduate from even like Purdue or Maine in surveying these days being able to do latitudes and departures and just graph out a traverse after they've measured it using an old compass and chain method. I mean, which is the very basis of all geometric land surveying, because they're all, I mean, God forbid if they don't have the right ephemeris, or if they can't lock on to 3 or 4 satellites, I guess they're just going to sit there and piddle their hands till they got GPS signal again. And then the worst thing about it is technology has allowed like surveying and engineering and architecture work to be too delegated and separated. And because, you know, licensure takes so long and it's so expensive to maintain professional licensure. You have these huge multinational firms now that just have one surveyor on staff or one engineer on staff who's bought stamps for 15, 20 different states, and he never goes to any job site. His job is at the main headquarters building, and he just stamps plans. There's other people that do the title research work at the courthouses, pulling deeds, making sure they don't get on the wrong property when they're doing their work. And then there's somebody else that goes out with the hired help to go chop bushes and climb fences and do the measurements in the field. And never the two or three shall ever meet in person, maybe never even talk. And I mean, because I worked as a private practitioner. I've worked at some of these large firms, and my brother works at one right now. And it's the more statutes and administrative regs that they passed in Frankfort, Kentucky to professionalize surveying and engineering, the more it's completely destroyed the profession. We've gone from over 300 practicing land surveyors in the state of Kentucky to less than 30. We've gone from over 1,500 engineers practicing to less than 150. I mean,
for the legal terms, for sale, you still need the surveyors. For, like, I was on one experiment out in California where we spent an afternoon color coding ping pong balls. So we put 4 colors on each ping pong ball in multiple areas so we can catch any one angle of the ping pong balls. We could tell which combination that ping pong ball was and know its location. And then we just walked out in the desert and started throwing them all over. And I just know someday somebody's going to walk through the desert and see all these ping pong balls. We never bothered to go back out and pick them up. But what are these ping pong balls in the desert for? Because they're not going anywhere. And so when the camera went by, it could model the terrain by seeing where the location of all the ping pong balls were, and then comparing what the color codes were to saying, this is my reference point, and do a complete, half-inch resolution map.
Well, with the ping pong balls, you're going to have the points of reference so that you can do what's called in photogrammetry work, orthographic correction, right? Yeah. Because you have to correct for the orthography. Or I hope I don't trigger anybody here, but turns out the Earth is not flat. So, and when you're in the sky and you're looking down, it kind of puts a warp to the corners of the projection of the image, and so you have to orthographically correct it and flatten out the entire image just because of the length from the focal lens of the actual camera taking the image down on the ground. Because I mean, it's the same thing with LiDAR or any type of photogrammetric work. I've so many times in my life gone out and laid panels and then waited for the flights over, and then more recently doing LiDAR paneling. But I mean, it's this. I mean, that's what you're talking about there. But it's I mean, have you heard about the LiDAR they've done in Belize and Guatemala, where they
for finding the
away the vegetation and finding all kinds of Mayan cities that have just pretty much to this time been lost under the foliage there. Snork, you heard about that, Snork?
Yeah, but about 5 years after we did that experiment out in the desert, I met somebody on the internet, and he was talking about how he lived just like 2 miles from there. And I'd seen this creek, and like I said, it's desert by California, the areas that don't get a lot of rain. And there had been this rainstorm, and I was thinking by the location where it's at, it was possible that there had been some gold venting because it was by a volcano. And I thought that, an ancient one, and I thought that possibly that area was rich enough that if there'd been a rain, this little creek would have some gold in it.
Uh-huh.
So I told the guy about it. I said, go to the creek, and I pulled up on Google Maps a part of the river that was like had a bend in it. I said, go to the inside of the bend, look
Yeah.
for a rock, lift the rock up, and tell me if you find any gold flakes. So he went down there. He found a gold nugget,
Wow.
and he's like, did you put that under that rock?
Ah.
And I'm like, when can I fly back?
Ah.
You know,
Did you guys hear about that? The explosion, a cheese factory that exploded in France. Nothing left.
I wasn't there. Nobody saw me. Nobody can prove anything. No, a cheese
I guess
factory
somebody
in
cut
France.
the wrong cheese.
That could be bad. I mean, France, some of their areas are very packed. You know, not something you can drive a great big fire truck down.
There was nothing left but debris. That's funny.
Okay.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
Anza-Barago. I don't know that as Anza-Barago. I'll have to look up and see where that is.
Anza Borrego.
Oops, I need to copy that first.
I'm so happy everybody came to join us for this stream. Really awesome that
What
we
an
got
epic
to have
Friday
everybody on.
night, Saturday morning. And I found the most awesome video that this guy made of Rhode Island accent. Like after we had done the show the other night, and we were trying to find videos about it, Lucky.
Oh.
And I shared it with you. Like he called it Rodonics. And oh my God, it was so hilarious. Like some of the words like refrigerator, put it in the refrigerator, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like, you know, in Rhode Island, we don't say ahs. We don't say ahs. PQRST.
Kate said it said SoCal, Stork.
Yeah, I looked on the map. It's not there. Nowhere near there. You're closer to the super volcano by the Salton Sea.
Oh.
So, Stork, what do we got to do to save the planet?
Got to work real hard. I don't know any other way to say it is that we have to get over the idea that we can't do anything, but what we do have to get under control is the idea that we have to adapt. We're not any way, but we're going to go back to the way it was. Even if we did, we're not going to have the populations there that we used to live with. The main source of our oxygen was not trees and plants. The main source of our oxygen was algae in the Pacific Ocean. And the Pacific Ocean used to be full of these creatures called whales, specifically the sperm whales and the large whales. The sperm whale would go very deep. And sperm whale, it was not a vegetarian. It would eat large squid. And it would get diarrhea on the way back. And it would go to the surface and basically just leave a 2-mile path on the surface of fertilizer for algae. Algae pretty much grows just like coral in the first 250 feet of water in the ocean. So you got to get that turn back up there. Without the whales in the ocean, probably maybe the amount of impact it had might have been significant compared to the amount we put in from petroleum. I'm not saying petroleum doesn't put it in there, but we have to also think about there was this period of time where we hardly had any whales. And we need that turn out in the ocean. But we also overfished the ocean, and we took a lot of the minerals out of the ocean. So getting all of these things restored is necessary, and we have to get over the idea that we can do nothing. Earth's population got down to less than 5 females before. So, our humans, 5 female humans. It's called the Great Bottleneck. But realistically, we need to take several steps, not one step. Maybe not even several, maybe thousands of steps.
Mm-hmm.
We have to change how we're doing energy. Just for me, even just to get the materials that I need, I can only get like 10 grams a month, and I'm doing research on alternative power sources, and I get this little bottle. I can't even see where my camera is. It's this little bottle every once in a while, and I get notes that I can't take it back out of the country, but
there's two things that concern me about the Pacific in particular. Number one, of course, is the rising ambient temperature each year of the Pacific, which is leading to more energy fed into the super typhoons that have just been ravaging through now practically year after year through the Philippines and other areas. But more concerning than that is the acidification and ongoing pollution of the Pacific. And, in addition to the acidification in the water itself, which is bleaching the single largest coral reef on planet Earth there off the coast of Australia there in the Great Barrier Reef. There's also the pollution that's still leaching out of the Fukushima Daiichi plant in northern Japan. And of course, the more famous pollution that floats on the surface in terms of the microplastics and the larger garbage swirling around in what's known as the Pacific Gyre garbage patch.
That plastic is actually fuel. It's a byproduct of oil, so all of that can be turned back into fuel, and we don't have to frack, and it becomes a cleaner burning substance, and it just has to be distilled.
The parts of it that are what is called thermoplastics, we can. There are also a part of it that are called thermoset plastics, and those we have to break down with plasma. But there are methods. We just have to stop treating it like we're already dead, and we also have to stop treating it like it's not going to be expensive.
Yeah, and we can't afford not to do it.
Yeah, so right now most of our methods that we're using to address anything are with very small amounts of funds that are given. So what things we can do don't tend to be large. And then another problem with the Pacific Gyre is, like I said, the first 250 feet, that's because of light. When you have a gyre that's basically shading that area, it's not producing oxygen.
And so it's creating these huge dead zones across the Pacific because it's not allowing the light to get down, by covering the surface like that. And, really, I would see that there are probably two major things that I think would have such a significant impact for renewing and cleaning up the environment. Number one would be a global, worldwide prohibition on plastics and plastic products. There are alternatives.
I'm thinking the exact opposite. So right now we use a lot of sand. We do a lot of mining to get the sand and stuff like that. We can produce these plastics from plants grown out here. My thought is that we should be making as much plastic as possible, because it's even denser in how it has the carbon chains in it. And then we should be putting that under our roads and whatever as a much firmer base to reduce how much we're putting or using to mine sand.
Now, I have seen, you know, in my work when doing pavement design and working with the local hot mix plant here, Southern Paving, that they are using a lot more plastics, both with plastic netting and plastic polymer mixes in their bitumen batches there.
But I'd like to see larger blocks sunk down under the footing of the roads.
In fact,
the
what
ones
they're
they
using
make for houses, right? Like the compact bricks that they compress, like
what's
kind of
really
like that.
cool. Imagine like you've seen like the orange plastic looking construction fencing that they'll have on some work sites that's, you know, held up with stakes, something like that. But imagine if it's 3-dimensional and it has like little lips coming up on it that are about an inch high. It's like, you know, we call it a geotextile or geotech fabric, and they're laying this down and putting hot mix on it, and so it's giving even more lateral structure to the finished pavement, and then putting the 1/2-inch primer on top of that. That's also got this polymer mix, where they're, you know, you're seeing a lot more recycling of plastics. But my point being, in terms of drinks, foods, products at the hospitals and other things that are relying solely on petrochemical plastic products made in Houston and other places, pure oil.
No, I agree. We need to get cut down on the petrol base.
And, you
I
know,
don't really
there are
see
so
any
many
need
products that can
right
be made
now
with
to
hemp
do.
and other natural plants and natural products. You know, there are still some recycling chains where bottlers are bottling in glass and giving back in glass. I know myself, I don't drink or eat anything out of plastic. I know about phthalates. I know about all the other stuff that leaks out of plastic. I consider plastic to be just absolutely toxic in many ways. And the way it's breaking down in the oceans into microplastics, they're finding plastics in the meat of the fish, even the tiniest of fish. And so, you know, unless there's some way to make green plastic out of plants that's entirely biodegradable and not toxic to other life, you know, I mean, that's one thing I would want to get away from. The other thing I would want to get away from would be anything to do with the nuclear weapons program, which includes the so-called Atoms for Peace program, where they're using on any given day 8 to 10 coal-fired power plants in the Tennessee Valley Authority to send juice to the gaseous diffusion plant to enrich uranium fuel rods for our peaceful nuclear power plant program. And, you know, when I hear people say that George Monbiot up in he's on BBC a lot in England, George Monbiot, and he'll say, you know, we need to go to green energy like nuclear. And I'm like, oh, so Yucca Mountain's taking the nuclear waste. Where are you going to put the plutonium at? I mean, where do you put this nuclear waste? I still don't know where it's going to go. And it's every time they go to move nuclear waste on the rails or on the interstate highways, it's not in my backyard, and nobody wants it. And so we still have this issue today, and I don't know what the Department of Energy is going to do about it, but you have fuel rods and wet storage, you have dry cask storage. Virtually every single nuclear power plant is just piled up with nuclear waste all over the physical plant property, because there's nowhere to put it. There's nowhere to dispose of it. It doesn't go away anywhere. And I mean, they've tried and tried and tried to find somewhere to put it. There are underground storages and at Los Alamos and some other places where they're able to secret some of this stuff away. But for example, close to me here in Huntington, down by Moorhead, Kentucky, is Maxi Flats disposal site, and there's a couple of other illegal dump sites here in Appalachia where just they were doing an open pit coal strip mine operation, and then they're like, hey, go ahead and bring in these 50 gallon drum barrels of plutonium and nuclear waste and everything else. And I mean, it's just stupefying to me. On the one hand, the pollution that you can't do anything with plutonium. It's not like depleted uranium, where, like, when I was a soldier in Iraq and Desert Storm, they had armor made out of depleted uranium. They had ordnance made out of depleted uranium. And for the people who aren't familiar with the term, depleted uranium is a beautiful euphemism for nuclear waste. It's repurposed nuclear waste. And, of course, when you detonate, like one of the places, there had been contractors killed, and they were hung from the bridge in the city of Fallujah. And in retaliation, they just carpet bombed Fallujah with these depleted uranium shells. And still to this day, it has the highest incidence of stillbirth and congenital birth defects of anywhere on planet Earth. I mean, their death rate in Fallujah, I think, is 15 times worse than Hiroshima. That place is so very toxic. And when they talk about our energy policy, I don't think they realize if they powered down and turned off every single nuclear power plant in the United States, they could immediately power down probably 3 to 4 electric power plants for every nuclear power plant they take offline, because they all use power.
There's something sneakier coming up.
I want to show you guys this too. There's a clip. This is like what I was talking about. They're mining landfills. So I'm going to mute, and I want to show this, especially because Snork's got to know about this. I want to know what you think about this one.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go on a rant against nuclear there. It just touches the nerve. Very dangerous.
The problem is there is no way. And plastic can take hundreds of years to degrade. So every single piece of plastic that has not been recycled still exists. I'm Oliver Steeds, and I've come to Ireland to investigate how we can convert our waste plastics into fuel.
We live in an age of plastics. Polyvinyl chloride is found in anything from pipes to window frames, polypropylenes in margarine tubs, even fibers for carpet, polystyrenes in building insulation and protective packaging. We find polyethylene in anything from our plastic bottles to bin liners. They all have one thing in common. They were once oil, a mix of chains of carbon and hydrogen, which all have different properties depending on their structure. Much of this waste can be recycled into new products, but some of it, known as end-use plastic, currently has no second life and ends up in landfill, where it can release hazardous chemicals into the environment.
So what plastics can be used for fuel?
This is an example of the type of plastic that we're sending away now to be used as a fuel. So what we have is various colors of plastic: red, greens, blues, and whites. It's hand-picked out from the paper and the rest of the material, and it's baled up.
This is Sinar in Portlaoise, Ireland, where end-use plastic is given one more life.
Some of the plastics end up here in Sinar's processing plant. Michael's the CEO. Michael, what are we looking for here?
Well, these are bales of plastic that come in from waste management companies into us for processing into diesel fuel. So this normally would go straight into a hole in the ground. It wouldn't make any sense. Right. So what we have to do with this now is reduce it, size reduce it. So it comes into us like this, like that, size reduce it. So it's the correct size to go into the process. It makes it easier to handle.
Sinar can process 1 ton of end-of-life waste plastic every hour and turn it into this, a mountain of 15mm flakes of clean plastic, where it's sucked up through this industrial vacuum and piped into a furnace.
So you can feel the heat from here. This is a simple, what is happening is the material is being delivered in. There's a screw mechanism and it's being pushed whilst heated along this barrel. It starts life at around 180. At 300 degrees, 300, 310, it's leaving this particular extruder. And it's like a hot chewing gum consistency.
The plastics are now ready to be converted into fuel.
Well, we're looking down here really to the heartbeat of the process. It's the pyrolysis vessels. We are heating the material up to a vapor temperature of about 385, 410. That then produces a hydrocarbon vapor.
The key point with pyrolysis is that there is no oxygen present, so the superheated plastics can't burn. Instead, the molecular bonds of the long carbon chains that make plastic what it is break apart, returning them to the various smaller hydrocarbon chains that they were created from in the first place. The different length hydrocarbon chains can then be separated.
The vapor that comes off the pyrolysis vessels passes through a unique baffle arrangement that's inside these contactor vessels here. So we're cracking carbon chains. So the heavy material is not allowed to leave and join the vapor line to the distillation column until it has the correct profile.
What happens in the distillation process?
The hydrocarbon vapor that leaves the top of the contactor vessels then travels through a vapor line, and that vapor line then arrives into our distillation column. In there, the condensable material then is liquefied, and we take off our diesel fuel off the bottom of the distillation column. Further up the column, then we have our light oil, and then our non-condensable gases leave the top of the distillation column. And it's those gases that we clean and use in the furnaces to heat the pyrolysis chambers.
How efficient is this process?
For every ton of plastic, we get about 800 litres of diesel.
When I think of plastic, I often think it's very toxic. What happens to all those toxins?
Well, we are not burning plastic, we're heating and pyrolyzing plastic. So we're producing a vapor rather than oxidizing the material when you burn it with a flame.
The only byproduct is a non-hazardous char, the pigments and fillers from the plastics that Cynar hope will soon be given a second life as either man-made tiles or pigment for decorative concrete.
Well, I now have a litre of diesel, but I want to put it through some tests. So I brought in a team from University College Dublin.
So what we'll do is we'll show you the performance of it, running on the emissions of it, running on normal diesel. We'll put some of this fuel into the tank. We'll run the test again, and we'll show you the performance and the emissions running on the synthetic diesels.
Key ones will be carbon monoxide.
Carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide, yeah.
Hydrocarbons, HC.
Yeah.
And oxygen.
Now I've got the comparative figures. One of the most striking things is this hydrocarbon footprint.
Yeah.
499 parts per million.
Yeah.
On conventional diesel. With synthetic diesel mixed in, it's 294. What does that mean?
What it means is, quite simply, the synthetic fuel is burning more efficiently.
And carbon dioxide. There seems to be a massive reduction in carbon dioxide emissions using synthetic fuel.
Because that's mainly due to the dilution with the oxygen. As you saw, the oxygen went up in it. So again, because the fuel was burning more efficiently, the engine's doing the same amount of work, but using a little bit less fuel.
So, Doctor, overall, your assessment?
The assessment of the fuel, the synthetic fuels, it's definitely one of the fuels for the future. It's a nice, clean fuel, clean burning as you saw from the emissions. The key benefit is that you're recycling carbon. So carbon that might have gone in the plastic, gone into landfill, or been disposed of by incineration, it's now being recovered. It's been used as synthetic fuel, which means you don't need to take as much fossil fuel out of the ground. We have a saving on that. We can use those fossil fuels for maybe something else in the plastics industry, in the pharmaceutical industry.
Cynar are currently able to produce 10,000 litres of synthetic fuel a day in this plant, but they're soon opening up new and bigger plants in the UK. With 15 million tonnes of plastic still going into landfill in Europe every year, they're not short of their raw materials, but the political and consumer mindsets need to catch up.
The vast majority of plastic waste is still not recycled, but there does seem to be a solution here. If only society and industry can look at end-of-life plastics not as a waste, but as a product that has value and something that does have use.
I think we're unique because now, as you can see, we are in a studio atmosphere. We're not in
All right, that wasn't hang on. That wasn't the exact one that I was thinking of, but I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah,
to see.
I was just going to respond to Charlie's question that you had posted on screen there about plastics. He said, is it all plastics that are harmful or just petroleum-based plastics? you can also make plastic from hemp and milk, or you can make plastic from hemp and milk too. I was just speaking to the toxic plastic being, the pure oil, petroleum based plastics. Yes, you can make plastic products from things other than oil, and there's also plastics that are fully recycled, plastic products as well. But the big oil and Rockefeller and Standard Oil and all that took over Cleveland, Ohio, and became such a mammoth, probably the biggest monopoly of all time. And big oil spawned off big plastic. It spawned off big pharma. And, there's no question our foreign policy is in large part influenced or sometimes directed by big oil and its corporate interests. And that goes a lot to our energy policy. When it comes to energy consumption and oil consumption, there's no question the single largest user on planet Earth is not the American people per se, but the United States Armed Services. When you have over 850 foreign military bases, and the world's largest Navy and the world's largest Air Force and the world's largest arsenal, turns out that burns a lot of energy every day. It takes a lot of fuel to keep an aircraft carrier floating around the Pacific, and takes a lot of fuel to keep those F-15s flying from, Riyadh to Sana'a back and forth so they can keep delivering American-made bombs to the good people of Yemen. I mean, nobody uses more oil and pollutes more carbon every day than the U.S. military. It's staggering, truly staggering to see how much pollution they put out. And, we covered something
What I wanted to know from
in Hawaii, right?
What
was that thing in Hawaii? Red Hill, where they're poisoning the water from the Navy oil drums or something. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, this is the clip that I wanted to do.
Norway is burning so much trash that they are begging other countries to give them the rubbish.
That's awesome.
They've already been doing the same thing as Ireland.
So this is the one I was thinking of.
And that's incredible because Norway has
Canadians
oil they're bringing in off the coast. They have a lot of deep sea drilling, yet they're doing that.
Yeah.
They've taken the long view.
This is the one that I was thinking of, and I wanted to see if this would be anything viable, because I know you do the factory and all that stuff.
So and as in Nova Scotia, must be Nova Scotia.
Produce roughly 30 million tons of garbage a year. That's a lot. And get this, in many municipalities, only 30% of it gets recycled. That's not very much.
Now, what if I told you there's a company in Chester, Nova Scotia that claims to have technology that can turn that trash into treasure, so to speak? Sound too good to be true?
Well, at Sustain Technologies, they say they can turn your bag of waste into fuel with minimal impact on the environment.
Hi, Peter.
Hey, Tom. How's it going?
I brought my garbage for you.
So says this guy, Peter Vinyl. I'm not kidding. Vinyl, as in the plastic. Yep, and he's assembled quite the gadget to do it. More on that in a second.
So I see a coffee cup here. Most places in Canada will not recycle this. I see some metal here, a metal container. We'll recover that metal 100%. I see some foam here, packaging. Typically, you can't recycle that. We'll turn that into diesel. Okay, Tom, this is the start of our process where the garbage is going in. So I'm going to throw your bag in.
First step, shred it to bits. Then put it through 15 different steps of separation. And they don't even have to lay a finger on any of it.
This is an eddy current effect separator where any aluminum, like you just saw there,
is going to get, it comes along, it's negatively charged, it hits a positively charged roll with a high voltage inside, and it flips off at an angle. So that's how we separate the aluminum.
The metal you see flying there, that gets recycled.
So with the metal gone, what's left is plastic, paper, cardboard, diapers. We can cook that, get it to separate so that we can make real useful products.
That's right, cook it or heat it up, not burn it. That would be bad for the environment.
What we're doing here is unmaking them. So we're allowing them to break apart so that we can then separate them.
Then the biomass is turned into pellets for industrial heating, diverting up to 90% of waste from the landfill.
That's biomass. So that would, your coffee cup, your tissue, your diapers, it's clean biomass. So that's carbon neutral fuel that can be used to replace fossil fuel.
And that pesky plastic that never breaks down in the landfill?
So we've got high resolution cameras under this orange unit here that are looking at, and they scan every particle in real time, and then they fire off. We've got 250 air jets there, and they're timed to shoot and hit the plastic and accept it. Pretty cool, huh?
And that plastic is heated up too, turning it back into oil, diesel and kerosene to be exact, which is used to fuel the plant itself. The whole process to recycle my bag that would have otherwise gone to the landfill takes 2.5 hours. Still back at the curb with the rest of my garbage, there's skepticism. Marla McLeod is an environmentalist with the Ecology Action Center.
We need to start thinking more systemically about the problems we're creating as a society. So this is a way to, to fix plastics we've already produced. It is a Band-Aid over that. But again, I would caution investing heavily in infrastructure that perpetuates the status quo and perpetuates our consumer throwaway culture.
And you know what, I have sympathy for that view, but inevitably there's going to be some plastic. And so you just can't turn that faucet off right away. So we're going to take, garbage from a population of 150,000 people, and in environmental terms, we're going to have the equivalent reduction of 40,000 cars off the road in this first plant.
And they're not stopping there. They plan to eventually mine landfills, reducing methane emissions and greenhouse gases. Yes, in this little community, they're thinking big. Tom Murphy, CBC News, Chester, Nova Scotia.
Yeah, so that's the video that I had seen before, and it looked, really interesting, but I didn't know if that would be something that would really...
A company called Waste Management has many of those plants throughout the United States already.
Oh, they do?
Almost identical. There's one in far northern Illinois, just north of Chicago, that whole region's garbage goes to. They produce more than any dump goes to, and it's cheaper for them than actually, putting it in a landfill. Because they have to pay money for every tipping, but they get paid for all of this stuff that they give away as fuel. So it really becomes a cost savings for the waste management company and a profit center. And then Waste Management is like one of the largest garbage companies in the world.
Yeah, we have that here. Waste Management.
It's a shame that they don't put one of those in there in Ashland because, I know why there's nothing like that around here, because in Catlettsburg, you have the Ashland Oil Refinery Works, and it's a massive, massive oil refinery. And it's at the Port of Huntington on the Ohio River navigation, the busiest inland port in the United States in terms of tonnage.
I wanted to get to one thing before I go to. I've been up since 8. I had my first class at 8.
Oh, go ahead.
So there is something been sneaking in for quite a while, and during the last 10-15 years, people have been talking about how much safer the salt-based thorium reactors were going to be. There is a new nuclear reactor that is almost at licensing stage called the natrium and it's supposed to stand for that it's a salt-based reactor. It is not a molten salt thorium reactor. It is a uranium-powered reactor that basically makes it works just like any other nuclear reactor, but it stores its heat in salt. They are not the same. This is not a fail-safe nuclear reactor, and I'm very, very concerned that we built up this reputation as salt-based reactors being so much safer than our PWRs and AWRs, and what are BWRs?
Boiling water reactors.
Yeah, and what is going to happen is, I think the public is just oh, this is a natrium, it's a salt-based reactor, and they're going to think it's all nice and safe, and it's basically a bait and switch.
You know, whenever Snorp, whenever you explain to someone how a nuclear power plant works that's using like for an example, a General Electric boiling water reactor, it's kind of a gobsmacker to most people. You know, I mean, you're going to all this trouble to, you know, cause a nuclear reaction, and you're going to be producing enriched uranium, you're going to be producing plutonium and all this nuclear waste, but you'll also be producing a lot of heat, which can turn water into steam that you could then pipe the steam against a turbine, and then the steam will push the turbine pretty much like the old Connecticut grist mill, like with an old water wheel or something. I mean, it's so crude and primitive the way they're converting nuclear energy into electricity. And, you know, I've often thought, I mean, it doesn't make sense to produce that nuclear waste just to have electricity produced in this fashion. I always took it as they have to get plutonium from somewhere. They have to enrich this from somewhere, and that you can't have nuclear weapons without nuclear power plants.
Not in large volumes. In fact, one of the nuclear fuels we need for spacecraft, we hardly have any, and several space missions had to be delayed to store. And there's many different isotopes of plutonium, but there's one specific one that's really good for spacecraft. We used it in most of our most stable, best producing vehicles out there. The Pioneers and the Voyagers all had this species of plutonium in them, but the remaining lot of it, instead of going to a satellite, was reserved for Cheney to have spare nuclear powered hearts.
Nice.
And he had his put in because he said as vice president he couldn't risk having to go in to have his changed out. And so, I mean, it takes a lot of reactions for you before you get even just a little bit of that isotope. And it's very difficult to pull out just one atom. So you have to create an awful lot to be able to put it out. There's one reactor system in Canada that actually runs on 80% depleted uranium. So, I mean, we could be using some of our waste, but it's a big profit for some people to be digging up and making these other fuels.
Yeah.
So, in making, I did one thing I demonstrated for the DoD that we used heat from the ocean to produce electricity, and our byproduct was drinking water. And immediately I was reprimanded that I would need the permission of a congressman to put a bill through Congress before I could do it again in the United States waters.
I think we have all the technology we need to do it. We just have to implement it and just, you know, decide that we're just going to do this.
Well, one of the problems is we have created the waste. We have not put together a plan to deal with it. The last time that we had a major nuclear accident, a plane went down in Australia and it didn't even make the news.
Yeah.
So when the WIPP caught fire in New Mexico,
I
we
remember the
probably
whip
should have
fire.
evacuated Texas. But instead, all the news companies were focused on this plane that erratically went off course in I forgot which area it was in.
Talking about the one that crashed in
MH370.
MH370, the one that crashed, was it in
Malaysia.
Or Ukraine? Or Malaysia, MH370, yeah. They never did find it, did they? They kept
They found parts of it.
Huh?
They found parts of it.
So they didn't kidnap it and take it to Diego Garcia?
I mean, the news was riveted on it. They were doing anything they could to keep the news on it. They were talking about, maybe aliens took it. Every single news company every night was just spending time on it.
I did hear about the fire at the whip, though.
Fire
there
of
at,
the WIPP.
That was at Los Alamos Lab, wasn't it?
Near there.
Well, I mean, close to Los Alamos.
Yeah.
But, I mean, WIP has some of that dangerous storage underground down in the caverns.
Yeah, I remember when I was in college, undergrad, one day seeing all of these EPA suits coming in, class 1 hazardous material suits, shutting down our classes and getting us out of the way. From when the school I was at made the original nuclear fuel, and they stored their waste as dead professors in the campus cemetery. They figured it out and they had to come take it out, and it was just like nobody heard anything until that happened.
Wow.
Okay, so I don't need a full answer because I know you got to go, but do you think it's the cows' fault? Are they a big part of this? Because everyone always blames the cows.
Blames the cows for
like the gases and the all that's happening.
Well, I think that some activists get a little bit too focused on one thing, and then they don't look to see if there's anything else. The cows are not putting out as much methane as Siberia is from warming.
Yeah, I was about to say those melting clathrates on the Siberian shelf are way more than the cow farts, Snork.
Well, I'm just wondering if
rates off in Norway
the cows are just getting a bad rap, or the
No.
is it the cows that are getting a bad rap, or
the calth rates off in Norway are the ones that really should be the big worry.
Yeah.
They've actually gone unstable before in history, and that is the biggest type of tsunami known.
Yeah. For those people that aren't aware, clathrates or calthrates are it's basically a frozen state of methane, and they kind of look like
Looks like ice.
It looks like a white ice or something, or maybe like a white styrofoam or something that's floating up to the surface of the water, and then it just kind of as it thaws out, it just turns into fizzy bubbles and poof.
Unless there's a lightning storm.
Oh, and then you get flames?
Then you get booms.
Wow. But now there's also been explosions of some of these as they thaw, and it'll make the permafrost as it thaws. It'll actually kind of make a bubble, and the ground will bubble up, and then boom, it'll explode, and it makes like this little crater, and there's these craters where there's been these explosions of the thaw. I mean, it's just, some of my indigenous brothers up north in Alaska, like the Yupiks, are really taking it hard. With what's going on there. The last thing I wanted to share with you was the Huntington pilot program here. There's a major metalworks plant here called Special Metals, and we're on the rail line that comes up from Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and They, for about 25 years, they ran the Huntington pilot program there, where they there was nickel coating on the fuel rods, right? Nickel coating on the uranium rods or something they were doing at Oak
How long
Ridge.
ago was that?
This is from 57, 58 until
Later on, we used
73, 74, because they phased out nickel coating and went to
yeah. I only use zircaloy.
Zircaloy. Thank you. So this is it's really a primitive. The nickel plating was a primitive thing, and again, early 50s nuclear technology. They did a lot of really stupid stuff, and I don't know if some of the higher ups knew how dangerous it was or not, but just really stupid stuff. And so the harebrained idea was, when they scraped this radioactive slag out of the bottom of these experimental reactor units at the Oak Ridge Laboratory, which is outside of Knoxville, down in Tennessee, they would scrape these huge chunks of slag out, put it right on a rail car, send it up the rail line to Special Metals, and then they would melt the slag down, and that way they were able to skim the nickel off and recycle the radioactive nickel, which they then gave to the neighboring halide bumper factory. And they would use the nickel to plate the bumpers. And then everyone at the nickel plant started dropping dead from cancer. And then everyone at the Huntington pilot plant started dropping from cancer. And then they kind of figured it out. And so they hastily came in and completely demolished a third of the Special Metals property that was the Huntington pilot program buildings. And then when they got done with that, the bulldozers and backhoes that removed the debris and the rail cars that were used, they all went into the pit as well, because they dug a huge pit at the southern end of the Portsmouth Gaseous Diffusion Works in Portsmouth, Ohio, where they buried all that stuff. And I'm not sure what they're doing at Portsmouth now, but I'm pretty sure they stopped doing enrichment at Portsmouth Works there 4 or 5 years ago at least, because they used to do some of that at Fernald as well down near Cincinnati. That's been closed for 30, 40 years. And I other than Paducah, I don't know of any other enrichment works this side of the Mississippi River that are still in operation, other than Oak Ridge.
Involved in enrichment.
Huh?
I was not involved in any enrichment plants.
But I mean, it's that there's a lot of logistics involved to all of that. A lot of logistics. And
All right, we gotta let
Anyways, I'll let you
Snort
go.
go because he's
I just
not
wanted to
feeling
share that
well.
with you.
Snort, you know you got to come back on. You promised. You got to do
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me go on and on about that, Snort.
No
I
problem.
missed our late night talks, Mister.
Yeah. There's a lot of topics I really can't cover.
Yeah, yep. That's why I leave it open to you. All right, we'll feel better.
Commercial confidentiality, not anything top secret.
Yeah. Snork will say, "Yep, I can't. Nope." And we just respect that because there's things that he can't talk about.
I'm more afraid about getting sued than killed.
I don't know, Snork.
Snork knows this country's full of lawyers. If you don't know, now you know.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Take care, Snort.
I'll see
Be
you
well. Get out of here.
soon. I love that guy. We've had many of late night conversations of Snork just blowing and melting my brain. He is a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
The stuff
Absolute
that he
genius.
knows. that is not classified that he can tell us about. It's intense. I'm so glad he
Well,
came in.
I finally did it last night, Lucky. I finally pulled the trigger, and I guess it was just after midnight last night. I released my first article on the KRTD blog. Woohoo! The first Yona rhymes.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. That was such an awesome conversation from the beginning all the way. And
Yeah, what
I'm
about all
so
that
glad
stuff
that
that
Glory Jones
Mr.
came on.
Wilson
And
shared?
hang on, I'm glad that Glory Jones came on and Mr. Wilson. And that was a surprise to Glory. I didn't tell her. She saw it in the chat before I got to tell her, but she didn't know Mr. Wilson was going to come on. So that was an extra surprise. And he was so happy to see her yesterday. She stopped him over on his stream. He's like, Glory Jones, you're alive. You didn't die. So, yeah, it was awesome. I just adore those guys.
And that was
oh my
also
gosh.
cool because Gloria was
As you
talking
know, those
about
late
her
night
interest in
conversations.
international affairs. Yeah, I mean, that was such a trigger for Glory too, because I heard her talking about how she's into studying foreign languages and foreign culture, studied international relations in college, and then to have Mr. Wilson on there, his perspective internationally from the whole Pakistan.
You don't get that.
We have such an
This stream,
international
he's silly.
following, such an international show here. So awesome. We got friends all over the world, Lucky.
I know people all over the world, and I've had many a late night conversations with a lot of them. Oh my gosh, Oz knows. Oz and I we had so many late night conversations. When Oz started coming on, it was because I already know Oz. And and Prop and Snork and Yell Bro and all them guys, we were always and online talking to each other. So yeah, and sometimes on occasion we'd get a Steve I call him Pokemon, and we would get a pasta in there, and we got and Mariana's in there all the time, and ICU and Mona. So we're gonna have to do some fun Discord stuff too. But I like doing it in this way too. Having everybody come on and just see people behind the scenes. Just that the other side of them that we don't always see, when we're covering heavy stuff or whatever. It's a really cool collaboration that I'm just so excited about. These stupid bots.
And you know what? I don't think I've heard anyone tonight mention one time. I don't even want to mention it now, because and I don't want to talk about it. The last time we had our show, we talked about it at the end, and we said that Chanda would be the one to reach out to, and then I saw that they were going to cover it tonight, and then Steve was telling me, and then you were telling me well, anyways.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that right now. We don't need that. We don't need to do that on air.
No. I'm talking about the point being that I'm making is there's been no mention of the Rona. There's been no mention of the virus. There's been no mention of the pandemic. We've just been living our lives tonight, being fearlessly authentic, and we've talked about other things and other stories and other stuff all night long. I've looked in the chat. I've not seen it in the chat. It's been nowhere, and it's so refreshing. It's like a sigh of relief, Lucky, that we're finally
the other day
able to have an entire show and not talk
about
it.
it's just so much sometimes. It's like there's just like not much more that I can say right now that is a big change.
I'm just kind of burned
So
out
certain
on it.
nights I'm just like, no, can we just stay off that subject? Like it just doing it intentionally and bringing something about it, but otherwise I'm just like, I've said it all. Like from what is happening now, I've said it. There's plenty of people like talking about it, and unless there's something that's a big deal with it, I don't really want to cover that. Like I don't want that to be a focus unless it is a show based on that.
I'm just so happy. I'm so thrilled. It's such a positive vibe. I mean, I just stopped and took stock of what we've done since. I mean, ever since you went live at midnight, we've just been doing our thing, unconsciously, just enjoying each other's company on the fly, and it's never come up. It's never been any discussion. And even now, I'm not discussing it. I'm simply saying I'm thrilled to pieces that it never was a part of the discussion tonight, and that we're able to still talk about arts and music and culture and international exchange and not involve that. Because good Lord, and I listen to the
It can
radio
just
on the
be
way
too
home
much
from work.
sometimes,
It was all over the radio coming home from work at 10:30 tonight. It was when I stopped and got cigarettes at the store. Every single newspaper. It's still
I
in
don't
the
want to even
headlines.
start talking about it now, though. I don't wanna go
And so I'm not going to talk. I'm just saying it's been an overload. It's been so exhausting, and I just get so fucking burned out on this shit, Lucky. And this has been such a breath of fresh air. This is
we did. I
just
think
what
we
I
briefly
needed.
touched on something at the very beginning, but I think that was it. It was never a focus. It was maybe a quick
Yeah.
side note.
Yeah, it was just a sidebar footnote. I mean, this is just what I needed tonight. I really
This is like,
and it's colder than shit outside. It's 4 degrees outside my window right now. 4 fucking degrees. Oh my God.
remember a couple years ago they canceled school because it was so below in the negatives. It was like -10 and shit. Like,
oh my God.
It wasn't because of snow. It was because you couldn't stand outside even for a school bus because it was so bad.
Yeah. God, are we going to get to 0 tonight? Are we going to go negative? Man, I can't remember the last time it was this cold.
I don't know.
Ugh. Ugh.
Well, I think I'm gonna wrap up for the evening. I am
Is
I'm
there
a little
one thing
worn
I can
out
do real
today.
quick? Real quick, I just wanted to read the rhyme that I had here. I'll tell you how big it is and how long it'll take, and let you decide.
Yeah, I thought it was too. So Phenomenal Mysticism said, Lucky Burrito wanted to see Glory Jones in a more laid back tone. Glory Jones has a great personality. She does.
Amen.
And it's good to see, the other side of the people, when it's just them chilling and hanging out. And they work so hard, and it's just good. It gives us a little bit of a glimpse into knowing each other a little bit more too.
So this is 15 lines. It'll take about 90 seconds, and I don't have anything else to discuss. And I have to work all day tomorrow, so I need to get sleep too. But I have so much fun with you every time. It's always such a warm and fulfilling experience. It's just
it's
such
like
such a
like us
positive
just
vibe.
getting together and smoking out or whatever and chilling, like if what we would talk about in person.
It's like that part of the 70s show when they're like in the circle and they're passing it around with Fez and So without further ado, here is the latest Yona Rhymes. The Yona Rhymes. From Greenwich Village to tornado pillage, all candles to the winds. Workers at Mayfield Consumer Products must fill in those bins. Gotham shirtwaist corsets burning there so brightly evermore. In New Amsterdam air between East River and North River shore, a flame above the 7th floor, padlocked chains upon the door. From Greenwich Village to Tornado Pillage, all sheets to the wind. Florentine warehouse scene, slaves sewing the fashionable trend. Teresa Moda catwalk, sorrow has no color, and 7 victims more. Tuscan shame, what claim to fame, immigrants at opposite shore. No escape, what horrid fate, when bars are blocking the only door. Screaming sirens, weather alerts, blinding rains, and howling winds. Denied pleas to the manager, and no one leaves till the roof bends. Workers' pride must subside, despite family at home in a single wide. If we leave now, we're fired for sure. The next morning sun sighed. Cue the aerial F5 drone tour. There wasn't anywhere to run or hide.
Wow, that was powerful. What's the name of it?
From Greenwich Village to Tornado Pillage. That's the Yona rhyme.
That's awesome. Don't you guys love that? And Yona, you have to plug where you have your. See, I get this. See, it's not natural to go like that with the other hand.
And that
so
is at
they
the
can find you.
KRTD Media blog. If you go to krtdmedia.com, and at the main menu, it'll pull up. You'll see underneath the 3-headed dog there, the symbol for KRTD Media. You'll see home, blog, schedule, and our team. And it's right there under blog.
That's awesome. Is that the one that's on there, or is there's
Yeah.
going to be new ones going up there, right?
Yeah, that's the first one that I just published out, and then I'll be putting up more. But the basic gist is there's generally 3 parts to each blog that I put up there. There's the antecedents, the recents, and then the rhymes. And the antecedents will be historical newspaper clips from 100 or 200 or 150 or 50 years ago. And then the recents will be something that's happened within the last few weeks or days, and showing how it's almost a perfect repeat of a historical event happening again. And so that's why it's called the history rhymes with the Yona, right? The Yona history rhymes. Because Mark Twain said, history doesn't always repeat itself, but it always rhymes. And so I'm playing off that. And so I'll have the clips of the old stories from long ago and a few recent stories, and then I put it all together in a brand new rhyme and put it all together. And I do it that way because I find that I'm actually able to say more things and communicate more things in writing in a poetic style, because you're able to cram more things between the lines. And you can, it's crazy. It's like you can say more by saying less. And for the unsophisticated reader that may just read it once or twice, they're like, wow, that's really good poetry. That sounds pretty. But with the Yona history rhymes, you're going to have to read, if it's got 15 lines, you're going to have to read it 15 times. And each time you read it, you're going to keep pulling more and more stuff out of it, more and more stuff. And then I have a poem to ponder at the end, which I've read to you before. And then, you know, at the end of each rhyme, I have the moral of the story, right? And this is what I shared with you before. The moral of the story is the compliant corpse is just as employed as the fired non-compliant. So save your own life before you save the job that kills you.
Yes.
And that was the moral of the story from the shirtwaist corset fire in New York City in 1911. That's the story from the Chinese immigrant workers that died in the fire in Florence, Italy a few years ago. It's the same thing with the Amazon warehouse workers that were killed while they were fulfilling orders outside of St. Louis, Missouri. And it's the same thing with those Kentucky workers in Mayfield that were packaging scented candles for Christmas gifts when their factory was destroyed. And we were actually, you and I and Steve were actually here on this show live when the candle factory and when the Amazon factory was destroyed and all that.
Yes.
For viewers watching now, you can go over to Lucky Burrito YouTube channel, and she has all the previous shows there, and she has that clipped out and marked where we had our storm coverage on the night of December 10th going into the early morning hours of December the 11th. We covered it live here, folks, and I was scared to death because I thought it was going to get us.
We're gonna wrap up though, because I am
that's it.
Super tired. All right.
Great show.
Thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out with us. That was an awesome show.
Did you see how many viewers you
check
had?
out KRTD Patreon if you want to support independent media. And I believe that down in the description, click the link in the description, like Mr. Wilson says. There should be a thing down there, I think, too. But really, we just love doing this with you guys, and we appreciate it all. And namaste, everybody.
Don't I go hunt?